Welcome to Opening Day 2010 as the Toronto Blue Jays get prepared to take on the Texas Rangers in the first game of the 2010 season. We're at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and the Blue Jays have an awful lot of expectations this season. You can think about the turnover, 8 new Blue Jays players on this ball club, and it's going to be an exciting season. Welcome. I'm Buck Martinez along with my partner Pat Tabler. And Pat, there's nothing like an opening day, and we have two guys making their first opening day start today. Sean Markham of the Toronto Blue Jays and Scott Feldman of the Rangers.
Well, there's nothing like opening day, Buck, the newness, the freshness of the season. But if you take a look at the starters this afternoon, there's question marks about. I think Scott Feldman won 17 games last year for the Texas Rangers, but there's a question mark. Can he do it again? And Sean Markham, really nobody knows what to expect from Sean. It's been a year and a half since he has pitched. But from all indications, he has been great in spring training.
Well, he sure has. And as you see Sean Markham beginning his warm-up process down in the bullpen, the big thing about Markham is he has shown signs of being an impact starter in the past. When you look at his careers, there are good numbers going back to his best season in '07.
I think in that season, he was ready to take the next step to become an all-star. Look at those numbers, fantastic. 11-4 with an ERA under 4. And then the injury in 2008 when he got off to such a great start. I think Sean Markham, though, has worked very hard to get back to the major leagues.
Anytime you establish yourself in the big leagues and have a career-threatening injury like Tommy John, you really have to dedicate yourself to the comeback, and Sean Markham is very pleased about where he has come from to earn this start today.
To go through that surgery, you're right, it's like being on an island by yourself. You know, it's weird because you come into spring training, you're there with your teammates, then they leave, and it's like you don't even see them again until the next spring. So it was a weird situation to be in, but something that I think made me mentally stronger and prepared me for this season.
He's going to set the tone for this ball club this year. And one thing that we know about this ball club, Pat, they always hit. And Cito Gaston's got two guys at the top of his orders that are swinging a red-hot bat right now.
The last week of spring training, I don't think anybody was swinging the bat better than Jose Bautista and Aaron Hill. The thing about Bautista is he brings power to the leadoff spot. He can drive the ball down the left field line. If you make a mistake over the middle of the plate, he'll hurt you to right center field. This is the triple in Houston that he hit. Just drove the ball to right field. Aaron Hill, 6 home runs in the spring. This is a different type of top of the lineup that you see in baseball. You usually have contact guys, on base percentage guys, speed guys. Cito Gaston says, we want some power at the top of the lineup, and they can get you a run very quickly.
They've come from spring training with an awful lot of confidence, and when you look at what these two guys have done, the numbers are great. High average, great production, and the long ball. This team truly believes they can score enough runs to compete in the East.
They will set the table for the rest of the hitters in the lineup who have been swinging the bat really well. Blue Jays scoring almost 6 runs a game in spring training, but there's one guy, I think, who is a key.
When you think about it, Vernon Wells has to bounce back and come back to that all-star form we saw a few years ago. He's healthy. He believes he can get off to a great start. And traditionally, he always is a fast starter, driving in runs in April. It's opening day 2010. We're going to be back at Ranger Stadium in Arlington. The Blue Jays are primed and ready to take on the Texas Rangers.
Here's to getting more for your hard-earned money, to getting more of the lower prices you deserve. We're working hard to give you more lower prices throughout the store. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Is your after-workout routine slowing you down? Get up to speed. Many studies show that 30 minutes after you work out, your body could use carbs and protein. Chocolate milk has protein to help you build and repair body tissues. Chocolate milk, it'll move you.
At LensCrafters, we offer free adjustments. No questions asked, no matter where you bought them. Always at LensCrafters.
The completely redesigned 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Smart is a sedan that's music to the eyes.
Back at Arlington Stadium, the ball players always anxious to get off on a good start, and we'll take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. Offensively, we talk about Bautista and Hill coming out of spring red hot. Adam Lind last year really set the tone for his season with a great opening day. 4 for 5, 6 RBIs against Justin Verlander and the Detroit Tigers. And the one thing about this lineup, Cito Gaston believes he has 6 guys in the lineup that are capable of hitting 20 home runs or more.
I don't think there's going to be a problem for this team to score runs. They're going to have to do it, though, against a player who was very good last year. Scott Feldman went 17-8 after moving into the starting rotation 3 weeks into last season. He's only the 5th pitcher signed and developed by the Rangers to start a season opener. The scouting report for the 6'7" right-hander, Scott Feldman, he's got a heavy sinking action on his fastball. When he is right, he's going to get a lot of ground ball outs. He had 255 of them last year, what places him in the top 10 of the American League. He has added a cutter. That was back in 2008. And he does have a changeup, Buck, but he'll just use it for show to the left-handers.
He truly pitches to contact, and that's very important when you've got an infield defense with the range that the Rangers have up the middle. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, great rookie season a year ago, terrific range, strong arm, and they'll be anxious to see the ball on the ground.
They might be a better defensive team the first couple of weeks of the season. Ian Kinsler not in the lineup because of the ankle injury. Blanco, the second baseman, a little bit more range than Kinsler.
First pitch of the ball game right down the middle. Feldman will really move the ball around. He cuts the ball to both sides of the plate, cutter, and sinks it all over. And one thing you know, he's going to be around the strike zone, so as a hitter, you better have the bat ready. Popped up. Lots of wind blowing. The third baseman, Michael Young, calls for it, and he'll pick out the first out. Defensively, they're improved, no question about it, and they've got a lot of good arms out in that outfield.
They've got good outfield arms and good infield. This is a team that made 106 errors last year. Only the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox made more, so there's going to be some speed in the outfield with Bourbon. Josh Hamilton now playing left field. The infield, Young, Andrus, Blanco, and Davis. Feldman and Saltalamacchia are your battery, and you talked about Andrus at second or shortstop. He made 22 errors last year. They want to cut that in half.
Well, he's got phenomenal range and a very strong arm, and sometimes that range was the reason he made 22 errors. He got to a lot of balls other guys couldn't get to. Aaron Hill swings and hits it toward Andrus. 2 hopper. 2 down.
Ron Washington was talking about Anderson spring training, that maybe he got a little lax, kind of felt like, okay, I'm here, I've been in the big leagues, I'm fine, no problem. Ron Washington is the type of manager who'll go out there, and if you need a kick in the backside, he'll do that. He had to do that with Andrus. No problem there on his first try of the season.
Now, sometimes when you have as much success as Andrus did as a rookie, it can go to your head a little bit.
Yep.
They got him back on the ground. So here's Adam Lind, freshly signed to a great contract extension, trying to replicate what he did a year ago. Largest increase in the majors from 2008-2009 in runs driven in. Adam Lind improved by 74 RBI.
You know what makes Lind so tough is his ability to handle anything up there. He was another one of those hitters when he first came up, felt the weight of the world on his shoulder, felt like he had to hit the ball hard, a little bit harder than normal just to stay in the lineup. And you know, when you go out there and put that extra pressure on yourself, your natural ability just does not come through.
He has the ability to hit the ball all over the ballpark, and you can see the big gap in left center, and to me, that's his strength.
Yes.
He starts to hit the ball there. That's when he's really locked in.
That tells me that Scott Feldman is going to want to try and crowd Adam Lind. Doesn't want to have anything out over the plate.
Swing and a one-hopper past the diving Blanco at second base into right field. So just like a year ago, Adam Lind gets off on the right foot with a base hit in his first at bat of the 2010 season.
He gets himself into good position. Watch how quickly he gets to that ball. And Feldman, who doesn't throw the ball up that high, gets hurt by a line drive single by Lind, the first hit of the ball game.
Now, when you're going up against a sinker ball pitcher, one thing you tell yourself as a hitter, make him bring it up, and that time he did. So it'll be Vernon Wells hitting in his hometown here in Arlington. First debut of the season, and a little tip of the cap acknowledgement to Scott Feldman.
There's that cutter. Something that Feldman didn't have a couple of years ago, but he went and worked on it, added that to his repertoire, and once he got that cutter, he was able to move that ball away from right-handers. That's when that sinker became much more effective for him.
Long ball to left field. Vernon Wells has hit it hard. Hamilton back, and it's out of here. Vernon Wells, a 2-run home run in the first inning, and just like they did at the end of spring training, this ball club is scoring early.
Scored in Houston. They scored in the first inning with a home run by Aaron Hill. The second game they did the same thing, scoring 3 or 4 runs in that game. Another home run by Aaron Hill, and now it's Vernon Wells' turn.
We talked about the significance of Wells bouncing back, and what a way to start.
He's the key. He must have been listening to our opening. Scott Feldman does not give up a lot of home runs to right-handed batters. Just 5 of them all of last year to right-handers, but this time Wells gets it up into that jet stream, and there's no doubt about it. Feldman would like to have that one back.
That's the way Cito Gaston thinks his ball club can score runs and swing the bat. Lyle Overbay takes this ball down and in. Vernon Wells, we talk about his great start. Since 2006, only David Ortiz has more April RBIs than Vernon Wells.
We were talking about that in April, what it is with Vernon Wells. Maybe it's being home. He was talking about that the other day. Hey, I got to spend 5 days at home. We've got a couple of off days. Well, it certainly worked the first at bat here for Vernon.
Overbay cuts on an inside fastball. Lyle Overbay, too. He got a bit of encouragement from Cito Gaston early on in the spring when Cito said, listen, you're the first baseman. Relax, enjoy yourself, and have a great year.
Something that he didn't have last year, Buck, it was Kevin Millar and Lyle Overbay. And I think that had an effect on Lyle. He just couldn't get on track last season. Now the manager shows you that kind of confidence, and it's got to make you feel pretty good.
Pretty good eye at the plate, and that's one thing he's always shown, the ability to recognize balls and strikes, and he's worked Feldman to a full count. 2 down. 2-0 Jays. Vernon Wells' first home run of the season. Second career opening day home run for Vernon Wells. Payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball to right side. Blanco in the outfield, boots it. Well, we talk about the importance of defense, and Feldman's going to hit the ball, get the ball hit on the ground, and Lyle Overbay reaches.
Hey, this is a team that needs to catch the ball a little bit more consistent. They've got good athletes in the infield and in the outfield. But again, 106 errors last year. 3rd most in the American League, and it will continue the inning. Some of the other things that it does is it puts more pitches on the pitchers. Pitch count gets up there a little bit higher. Now he's got to work just a little bit harder now to face John Buck.
Well, Blanco just acquired from the Chicago Cubs in the middle of March with the concerns about the injury to Ian Kinsler. Gets to start here today. John Buck, new catcher, coming off a season in Kansas City in which he played the fewest games of his major league career. Went on the disabled list for the first time, had back issues. But I can tell you what, he has certainly fit in very well to the fabric of this ball club. Swinging a pop-up on the infield, and this calls for Blanco, calls for it, and makes the play. Blue Jays jump out quickly. We talk about red-hot bats, and Vernon Wells goes deep. His first home run of the season, a 2-run shot off Scott Feldman. You're watching Jays baseball on Rogers Sports Net.
For exceptional kitchen knives, choose the finely crafted, perfectly balanced Kuradori knife set, exclusively at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. The blades are superior quality German steel with tapered edges for optimum sharpness and precise cuts. Dimples help prevent binding. NSF approved and unconditionally guaranteed. Choose the exclusive Kuradori knife set.
Only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center.
Welcome. Don't get many guests during storm season.
Our credit card company couldn't block us forever.
Storm season?
Hey, this doesn't look so bad, huh? Wow, romantic.
Dad needs to switch to Capital One.
With the Miles Plus Platinum MasterCard, travel any airline, anytime. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
What's in your wallet?
This weekend on Setanta Sports, the FA Cup semi-finals live from Wembley Stadium. Saturday at 12:15, Aston Villa host the current holders Chelsea. And then Sunday morning at 11, Harry Redknapp's Tottenham take on Portsmouth.
Sheer ecstasy for Pompey!
The FA Cup semi-finals this weekend live on Setanta Sports.
Now let's take a look at the Rangers lineup. 87 and 75 a year ago. They finished second to the Angels in the American League West. Speed at the top of the lineup. Julio Bourbon, Michael Young, but they've got a new big bat in Vladdy Guerrero. 407 career home runs, 7th among active hitters. Vladdy's healthy, his knees are strong, and he is really swinging the bat well. It's going to be a challenge for Sean Markham today.
Yeah, up and down this lineup for Sean Markham. Becomes the first pitcher in 8 years not named Roy Halladay to start a season opener for the Jays. Is that added pressure to Sean Markham? I think he is up to it. He's a tough kid. He's got a long way. He's come a long way from the elbow problems. The thing that is important for Markham, I think, this afternoon, Buck, is he has got to be able to stay within himself. If he gets too excited, gets too little amped up, he needs to finesse pitches, not overpower you.
Julio Bourbon, the leadoff hitter, takes ball outside, 1-1. Sean Markham is truly a finesse guy, and I believe he'll be able to handle the excitement of an opening day. And there's a great changeup. That's his bread and butter pitch.
Yeah, it certainly is. He needs to keep these Ranger hitters off. They love to get that fastball. They like to get geared for it and look for it. Markham's best pitch is the changeup. If he has that working along with his fastball and cutter and other pitches, he mixes and matches well.
Swing and tapped out of play down the third baseline. Got to be a better feeling to go to the mound with a 2-0 lead in the first inning, and you can bet, I don't care how experienced you are, how long you've pitched, the jitters of opening day, especially in the first inning, can be an enemy.
Even the great ones talk about it. You know, the great ones that you played with, Roy Halladay always seemed to get excited for the opening day start. Sean Markham has been working for this for a long, long time.
Swing and a miss with a changeup. Strikeout number 1 for Sean Markham.
He'll use everything when he takes that mound. The location of his fastball, I think, is the key. He's got to get that in the mind of those hitters to use the other types of pitches he has. And he's got 3 types of breaking ball. You usually don't see that from pitchers. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. But the effective pitch, the one that he's going to have to get these Ranger hitters on, is that changeup. Make them swing at it.
Got to throw enough fastballs to encourage him to swing, and that's when the changeup really becomes effective. Michael Young steps in. Former Blue Jay, came here to the Texas Rangers in July of 2000 in a trade for Esteban Loaiza. Another outstanding season offensively, .322 for the year.
Michael Young, he can play shortstop. He has played second base here. He has been all-stars at both of those positions. Moves over to third base when they get Andrus at shortstop, and he just became another all-star at another position.
That tells you all you need to know about Michael Young. He has been asked to move 3 different times in his career here with the Texas Rangers, and although he balked at it last year at the start of the season, he slid over to third to open up shortstop for Andrews.
And he talks this time, this part in his career, the time in the career, he doesn't care where he plays, where he hits in the lineup. All he wants to do is win. And the Rangers feel like they have an outstanding chance of winning this year.
2-2 count to Michael Young. Swing and a fly ball towards center. Brennan Wells a couple steps back and makes the play. Defensively, this outfield should be improved this year with Wells the anchor in center.
Very good outfield athleticism, especially Travis Snyder. This is a team that tied Minnesota for the fewest errors in the American League last year. Sean Markham and John Buck working together, and I think the key to the infield is the new shortstop, Alex Gonzalez. Made just one error in the spring, and he, along with Aaron Hill, really worked together. Spent a lot of time on those back fields working on double plays.
Josh Hamilton, key part to their offense. You look at the shift, the pull hitter at the plate, pull on the ground, pretty much straight away in the outfield for Hamilton.
Spray charts say that he's going to get the ball in the air. He's going to hit it straight away, but on the ground, he's going to pull it.
Pulled into the seats down the right field line, and to me, that's a great sign for Sean Markham. He's out ahead 0-2. He's got Hamilton thinking about the inside part of the plate, and he should be able to finish up this at bat.
Not afraid to throw changeups early and let him yank that ball down the lines like that. Hey, that's strike one or strike two. Now you can do all kind of things.
Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down for Sean Markham. Great start to his season. 2010, he finds himself up by 2 runs as the Blue Jays lead the Rangers 2-0. Josh Hamilton swings and misses.
Here's to getting more for your hard-earned money, to getting more of the lower prices you deserve. We're working hard to give you more lower prices throughout the store. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Hello. What brings you here during bug season?
Credit card company blocked all the good dates.
Bug season?
Here we go. This is fun. Just pretend they're not there.
Dad really needs to switch to Capital One.
With a Miles Plus Platinum MasterCard, travel any airline, anytime. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
That's beautiful, sweetheart.
What's in your wallet?
A girl from feeling low to feeling great.
There's something new from Stouffer's Bistro. Introducing a delicious stuffed crust pepperoni pizza. New Bistro Pizzeria.
Hi there. I understand that, as a loon, I'm entitled to a mini Crunchwrap?
Actually, it's a mini Crunchwrap for a loony.
Well, I was grossly misinformed.
All you need is a loony to get Taco Bell's new mini Crunchwrap. All the good stuff wrapped up and grilled for just a loony.
All I have is a bill. Huh?
Yeah, like a bill. Yeah, I get it.
Why pay more? Think outside the bun.
Cito Gaston's Toronto Blue Jays will return home for the Jays home opener, the 2010 Honda home opener presented by Toronto Star and Lufan 590. Monday, April 12th against Ozzie Guillen's White Sox at 7:20 p.m. Get your tickets at 416-341-1234 and most Rogers Plus locations. Should be a great opener as Cito Gaston gets back to Toronto to take on the White Sox. Top of the second inning, Edwin Encarnacion will step in against Scott Feldman. Encarnacion finished up with a big final exhibition game, driving in 4 runs against the Astros.
Was it good to see Edwin Encarnacion hit the ball the other way? I was talking to him in the dugout right before the last game in Houston, and I asked him, I said, you know, how's it going? What are you working on? He says, I'm trying to be a little bit too quick. I want something a little bit too much.
Swings and drives it towards center. Bourbone's got a beat on it, just shy of the warning track, and there's one down.
That's not a bad sign right there. He said his front shoulder was moving a little bit too much, opening up just a little bit too much, so he's going to try and hit line drives up the middle. Being able to get the ball in the air against Feldman and hit it that far is a good sign for Encarnacion.
Scott Feldman, not such a good sign to have the Jays hitting the ball in the air. Tells me that he's a little bit up in the zone. He needs to be down, needs to get a few more ground ball outs to be most effective. Now the number 8 hitter, Alex Gonzalez, is first at bat in a Jays uniform. Takes a good look at a strike.
Feldman is an interesting player. When he first came up to the big leagues, he was a sidearm. Well, Hershiser was trying then as the pitching coach to get him to stay underneath the ball and be a sidearm type of pitcher, but didn't have a whole lot of success.
He was a 30th round pick when he signed with the Rangers, and given his size, everybody thinks, well, he can be intimidating from the side, but he didn't have that kind of velocity nor the kind of breaking ball that can be effective.
Yeah, did not have the movement. You couldn't sink it, couldn't slide it.
So 0-2 to Gonzalez.
They worked on him to get him up to about 3/4, and you're familiar with pitchers who change arm angles.
Yeah, Roy Halladay, of course, made a dramatic change, but Feldman's kind of the same way in that he created movement in both directions once he got his arm up. Popped straight up. First baseman Chris Davis comes in and makes the play, and they're 2 down. Again, another ball in the air, and that's not necessarily where Feldman wants to be.
That's something we are watching. We're going to look at our scorecard here and see how many balls are in the air. Pitchers like Scott Feldman, the sinker slider type of pitchers, need to be a little bit more tired so that arm drags just a little bit more and you get that ball down in the strike zone. If you got too much energy, you're too strong, that's when your ball flattens out and stays up in the strike zone.
Travis Snyder bats with 2 outs. Takes a pitch up and another pitch up, and that's a great point, Pat. When you think about opening day, adrenaline, excitement, then you factor in first inning for starters, it can be a bad combination. That's a cut fastball, and he's really having a tough time getting the ball down in the zone where he wants to be. Swing and a pop-up back behind home, out of play. Travis Snyder, I think he's primed for a great season. He came into camp in terrific shape, got himself really trimmed down, playing with more confidence. And you look what he did in AAA, and obviously there's not much for him to prove down there.
He doesn't, and I asked Cito Gaston about that, about going back down to AAA. And one of the reasons they didn't want him down there, we will watch this one. We'll finish that story the next time he's up.
Popped up behind the plate. Feldman has a 1-2-3 second inning. He's retired 4 in a row. The Jays still lead it 2-0.
Closed captioning brought to you by a mix of Tim Hortons premium blend coffee, rich hot chocolate covered with whipped topping and chocolate drizzle. Tim Hortons Cafe Mocha.
Every day, more Canadians are discovering that there is something worth switching for. The CIBC Switch. Switch for a range of borrowing options and thousands in cash back. Switch and bank on the go with CIBC mobile banking on your smartphone. And get thousands of Aeroplan miles for your everyday banking and credit card purchases. Plus, get expert financial advice. The CIBC Switch. Now that's worth a talk.
Hi there. I understand that as a loon, I'm entitled to a mini crunch wrap?
Actually, it's a mini crunch wrap for a loony.
Well, I was grossly misinformed.
All you need is a loonie to get Taco Bell's new mini crunch wrap. All the good stuff wrapped up and grilled for just a loony.
All I have is a bill. Huh?
Yeah, like a bill. Yeah, I get it.
Why pay more? Think outside the bun.
Tigers back and Sportsnet Connected's at the Masters tonight.
We'll be back on Rogers Sportsnet on Wednesday as we have a night game here. It'll be Rich Harden from Victoria, BC, getting his Rangers debut. He signed as a free agent here. He'll be up against big left-hander Brian Talent in Game 2 of this series. Chance to see Rich Harden, and they have a lot of hope for Rich Harden. He can stay healthy and effective and give him 25 to 30 starts.
Yeah, they weren't sure that, I know halfway through spring training, they were talking about Rich Harden possibly getting this opening day start.
Vladdy Guerrero steps in and gets hit immediately. Well, they boo it as if there was something behind that, but Vladdy Guerrero, you got to pound him in, and Sean Markham just let one get away, and Guerrero reaches base.
He knows that. He knows that you have to get that ball in. Look at John Buck slide to the inner half to try and crowd Guerrero. The reason the crowd is booing, he got one of the largest ovation when they announced him pre-game.
They have been sick and tired of seeing Vladdy Guerrero wear out the Rangers pitching staff. He's always hit very well against them in this ballpark especially. So the number 5 hitter Nelson Cruz steps in with a man on. Cruz 33 homers a year ago. Markham works both sides of the plate very effectively. Cruz got a lot of power in the opposite field. When he stays the big part of the diamond, he can knock the ball out.
Yeah, don't let that open stance that he has fool you. He likes that ball down and away. You would think as a pitcher, if you see that open stance like that you can get the ball away from him. But watch his lower half. He'll close up. That's his closing mechanism that he'll use. He'll close up, and he can really reach that outside pitch and hit it hard with authority the other way.
Certainly uses all of the batter's box and get that foot on the back line. Inside again.
He almost, excuse me, Buck, he almost reminds me of Frank Thomas when Frank Thomas was going well. Remember, he stayed way off the plate, and a pitcher would look in there and say, well, I can get the ball in the outer half. But he would stride right into that ball, and that was his strength. Cruz is the same way. The strength for him is out over the plate. He wants to extend those arms and drive the ball the other way.
Vladdy Guerrero at first base. And the ball down, and Markham has to establish the inside part of the plate to protect the outside corner against this powerful ball club.
Yeah, you get the hitters starting to think inside, and maybe you can get them to open up just a little bit, and that will make his cutter and his changeup more effective.
You can see how Cruz really took advantage of his opportunity to play every day here last year. A career high 33 home runs. Swinging a soft liner into left field. Travis Snider makes the diving catch. Got fooled a little bit on the big swing. It was a sinking humpback liner, and that's what we've seen from Snider all spring long.
The ability to adjust right there, the athleticism that we see from Snider this year that we didn't see last year. He actually broke to his left, thinking that that ball was going to be in the gap, but then recognized at the last minute that he's got to come in, and he clips it right off the grass to take away a hit from Cruz.
Yeah, good effort, and now you set up a potential inning-ending double play by making a fine defensive play. One out for Chris Davis. Powerful left-handed batter, hit 21 home runs for the Rangers a year ago. Markham jumps ahead. Davis has been prone to the strikeout, kind of a all-or-nothing type of guy. But you can see powerful, and the average reflects his inability to have consistent at-bats.
He got off to a horrible start last year for the Texas Rangers. He was actually sent down back the first week in July, back on July the 5th. And I think it was the best thing for him. Before he got sent down, he was barely over 200, and he was racking up the strikeouts on a record pace. 114 strikeouts he had at July the 5th.
Swinging a ground ball to first. Overmade to second for Gonzalez for one. Back to first. Double play. Markham takes the throw on the relay. The infield defense, terrific. Markham got the ground ball he was looking for. He was able to get around that hit batter. 2-0 Jays.
Dear PlayStation, just got my copy of the show. It's just like the real thing.
Thanks, Chief. It's the most realistic baseball game ever, so even guys like you and me with no talent whatsoever can feel the rush of being in the show.
But I'm the American League MVP.
Sure you are, big guy.
Joe Mauer?
Mauer.
Dude, we went fishing in Cabo.
I'm not even allowed in Mexico.
Then where did I get this?
Well played, Mauer.
The show. Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation. Here's to getting more for your hard-earned money. To to getting more of the lower prices you deserve. We're working hard to give you more lower prices throughout the store. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Every day, more Canadians are discovering that there is something worth switching for. The CIBC Switch. Switch for a range of borrowing options and thousands in cash back. Switch and bank on the go with CIBC mobile banking on your smartphone. And get thousands of Aeroplan miles for your everyday banking and credit card purchases. Plus, get expert financial advice. The CIBC Switch. Now that's worth a talk.
What's that?
That's last night's dinner. Hate lingering odors? Febreze Air Effects actually eliminates odors caused by bacteria and leaves a light, fresh scent. Febreze, it's a breath of fresh air.
You know, we were talking about Sean Markham, and he was off for a year or so. The pitching might be a little rusty. He's always been a great fielder. Sean Markham breaks very quickly off that bag on that double play to end the second inning. Watch this athletic play. He reaches, finds the bag, and finishes off the double play. Just a very good athlete on the mound for the Blue Jays this afternoon.
Well, it's an important thing, too, to know that Lyle Overbay is always going to be aggressive, and he was quite a ways away from the bag, no chance to get back, but Sean Markham played shortstop in college, and he's yet to make an error in the big leagues. Jose Bautista popped up in his first at-bat.
More than anybody, I'm sure Bautista couldn't wait for opening day to start. The way he has been swinging the bat this spring has been incredible. 15 extra base hits for Bautista.
He had a bases loaded triple in his last at bat in Houston. Played just 2 innings, and Cito Gaston said, "That's enough. We want to see if you can't keep that stroke."
25 of those hits this spring. This year, 15 of them for extra bases. A very good on base percentage for Bautista.
3-0. Catches the inside corner. This is what Cito Gaston wants to see from his hitters. He wants them to be aggressive, but at the same time, have a game plan. Think about a pitch you want to hit, and make sure when you go up there that you're not giving that bats away. Pulled just outside the bag at third.
So not necessarily location, but pitch. You can't go up there thinking, okay, in this situation, 3-1, I'm going to have this. 0-0, I'm going to see this. You can't, your mind can't decipher every pitch. So eliminate some of those pitches. Look for one pitch. Now he should be looking for something hard, 3-2. He doesn't want to walk them.
Swing and a line drive to left field, right at Josh Hamilton. Hit it on the button, but right at the left fielder.
He got something hard, 3-2, and he hit it harder. Just couldn't get the lift on that ball to get over Hamilton's head. Hamilton is a converted right fielder. He's also played some center field for the Texas Rangers. This is the first time we will see him in left field, and this ball's covered by Bautista, but it just doesn't get up in the air enough, and Hamilton corrals it.
Josh Hamilton, obviously, is well documented in the battles he's had with drugs and alcoholism, and he keeps fingers crossed that he can have another healthy season here. Feldman still up in the zone, not exactly where he wants to be. It'll be interesting to see how he attacks this lineup second time through the order. Took a little off that and missed inside. 36 home runs and 108 driven in a year ago. One of the finest offensive seasons ever put up by second baseman.
I was looking forward to watching these two second basemen go at it, but then Kinsler will start the year on the disabled list. Aaron Hill was #1 in home runs by second baseman this year, or excuse me, last year, and Kinsler was second. Kinsler had 31.
As another drive deep but foul down the left field line. Ian Kinsler, Chase Utley, and Dan Ugla all had 31 home runs, so Aaron Hill was 5 better than the best second baseman in baseball. Hitting with 1 out. Vernon Wells, 2-run home run, only scoring in the game. Swing and foul back. This is where generally a sinker ball command kind of pitcher like Feldman will start to get down in the zone where he needs to be.
Yeah, you put a couple of innings under the belt, you get a little bit tired. You find that release point.
Swing right back up the middle, off the glove of Feldman. Broncos got it in time to retire Hill. There's the sinking fastball, getting the ground ball. Just got a piece of it, Feldman did, and misdirected it back toward the second baseman.
If you're Mike Maddox, the pitching coach for the Texas Rangers, that is something good to see. You want to see Feldman, who wants to get that ball in the lower half. If, as a hitter, you see that ball up high, let it fly, let it go. There's Maddox, the outstanding pitching coach for the Texas Rangers.
In his second season here with the Rangers. 2 outs for Adam Glynn. Glynn singled sharply into right field ahead of the 2-out Vernon Wells home run back in the first. Wow, just fouled it straight back. Big cut at a high fastball.
Did you see Feldman look into the dugout after that pitch?
Oops, not there. Well, he knows where he's got to pitch, and sometimes it takes you a while to get down, and you just hope you to keep the Jays from scoring anymore.
Or if you do throw a pitch like that, they foul it back and pop it up.
Well, they wanted the appeal down at third. He didn't get it. He threw that breaking ball down and in. One ball and 2 strikes on the number 3 hitter, Adam Glynn. Swinging an off-speed pitch and tap foul at the plate.
Breaking ball doesn't look like it has a whole lot of bite to it. Looks like he's getting on the side of it, and it's just kind of spinning up the middle of the plate. He needs to get on the top of it just a little bit more, so he gets more bite on that slider and that cutter.
Well, so much about release point and execution of pitches has to do with rhythm and timing, and he's not been there yet. This missed down. Adam Glynn is hitting with an awful lot of confidence, and here's a great example of a guy that didn't hit much of an average in the spring, but boy, he had some great at-bats.
Especially the last week or so when we had a chance to watch him. Starting to hit the ball hard.
Swinging a long drive to right field, and this ball is out of here. A 2-2 pitch from Scott Feldman and Adam Glynn. He loves opening days.
What is it with the home run and Adam Glynn on opening day? We were just talking about Feldman not being able to get on top of that ball and cut it, so his off-speed pitch is basically spinning over the plate. Watch this one just hang up there for Glynn, and he goes down and get it. You don't want to throw good hitters down and in like that, because hard line drives are going to happen just like that.
Vernon Wells takes a strike. 2 home runs already in this ball game, and we talk about the offense. They finished 4th in the American League in home runs a year ago. I really believe that this team is motivated by the predictions of all the baseball experts.
Yes.
Saying they're going to be the doormat of the American League East.
That can work to their advantage.
Oh, I think it has. They truly have come together, and we've seen plenty of examples over the course of the spring of the camaraderie, the team spirit, the chemistry, how quickly it's come together for this team. Vernon Wells hits one back up the middle. He's 2 for 2. A 2-out base hit for Vernon Wells keeps the inning alive. Vernon Wells Sr. in attendance, big smile on his face, and why not? The kid's off to a great start.
Halfway to the cycle, a home run and then a single. Another breaking ball, slider slash cutter that is really not doing anything for Feldman. I remember watching a few games that he pitched last year. When he has things working, that ball is darting and cutting. Today, so far through the first 3 innings, that ball's just spinning over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, when he's on, there's late finish, and Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, is a bit concerned right now. He doesn't have the velocity to overcome his location. If he's not sharp with his location, he's going to get hit around. Lyle Overby reached on an error in the first inning. hits with Wells at first and 2 down. Overbay trying to improve upon a 16 home run, 64 RBI season a year ago. Dances out of the way. Jared Saltalamacchia behind the plate has had some issues throwing. Last year he threw out 24% of the runners, and it wasn't until yesterday afternoon they decided Saltalamacchia would get to start here on opening day. Another ball inside.
Wanted to go with a little bit more offense behind the plate. Taylor Teagarden is the backup catcher for Ron Washington's ball club.
What Washington's looking for is one of the 2 catchers to take ownership of this pitching staff. Show a little leadership and grab onto that #1 position. 2-0 to Lyle Overbay. Swinging a long drive toward right field. Cruz on the warning track and makes the catch. Another good swing by Blue Jays. Feldman continues to work from behind, and it's been problematic. Adam Lind, a 2-for-2 day with his first home run of this 2010 season. Jays lead it 3-0.
The UEFA Champions League continues. It's down to the second leg of the quarterfinals as the field is set to be narrowed down to the final 4. It's round 2 of Arsenal and Barcelona. The first leg ended in a draw, but now the stage is set for a 1-game showdown in Spain. 2 clubs who are willing to do whatever it takes to earn a berth in the semis. Barcelona, Arsenal, tomorrow on Rogers Sportsnet.
Here's a fact. Consumers Digest Best Buy Awards are hard to come by, so winning just one is an honor. Here's another fact. Chevrolet has the distinction of winning 7 of them. Malibu, Equinox, Traverse, Corvette, Camaro, Tahoe, and Silverado 1500. Here's one more fact. They all offer exceptional quality and outstanding value. Chevrolet is proud to build vehicles that fit your life. And that's a fact. The Consumers Digest Best Buy Vehicles from Chevrolet.
Hi there. I understand that, as a loon, I'm entitled to a mini crunch wrap?
Actually, it's a mini crunch wrap for a loony.
Well, I was grossly misinformed.
All you need is a loonie to get Taco Bell's new mini crunch wrap. All the good stuff wrapped up and grilled for just a loonie.
All I have is a bill. Huh?
Yeah, like a bill. Yeah, I get it.
Why pay more? Think outside the bun.
Blue Jays get off this road trip and have a very extended good homestand to start the season with. April 12th through the 15th, Ozzie Guillen and the White Sox will be in town. Then Mike Scioscia brings his American League West champion Los Angeles Angels into town for a 3-game set, and then Kansas City Royals. Zach Greinke, great young pitcher leading that team. Good homestand to get settled in for the season of 2010. Jared Saltalamacchia, the switch hitter. Injury-plagued season. Eventually had surgery, missed the latter part of the season. Swings and pops it up into shallow center field. Wells calls for it and makes the play. 1 down, and Sean Markham's got a little bit of a cushion to work with now, and you can bet bottom part of the order he's going to want him to go strike 1.
Yeah, come right after him. I talked to Sean Markham in spring training right after he was announced the opening day starter, and I asked him, what do you think about that? He said, you know, it's an honor to be able to pitch on opening day. Shows how far that he has come, and all the hard work was worth it. I asked him, okay, well, you're going to be matched up against a lot of number 1s as the season goes along. Usually they fall on the same day. He says, I've pitched well in the past versus number 1s. Cliff Lee, he remembers Felix Hernandez, Josh Beckett, and he feels that when he is matched up with number 1s like that, it brings out the best in him.
Yeah, he loves to compete, and he swings, and Blanco lifts the ball into right field, and Jose Bautista takes it on the run, 2 down. Sean Markham is only the 3rd pitcher to start opening day since 2000, which has missed the previous season. So he didn't pitch at all last year. Scott Erickson of the Orioles in 2002, missed the previous season. He made opening day start. And Carl Pavano in 2007 for the New York Yankees had been out, missed the whole season. So Markham's doing something that's pretty special.
It certainly is. I think there's another one starting today who was out all last year. I think Ben Sheets is starting for Oakland. That's another one for this year, but it just verifies all the hard work that Sean Markham did. And if you've never been hurt, you really feel like you're out on an island and you're not part of the team as you try to work your way back to the big leagues. And he says having his teammates down in Dunedin all summer long really helped him last year.
He jumps out in front of the number 9 hitter, Elvis Andrus. Andrus playing in his second major league season, made the jump last year from Double-A to the big leagues. Bounced a breaking ball in the dirt. Bottom part of the order. This is, in my mind, how you attack the bottom part of the order. You kind of feel your way through the dangerous part of the order, but especially when you've been established to a nice lead early in a ball game, you pitch aggressively to those bottom 3 hitters.
Get ahead of them and then put them away. You don't want Anders to get on base and turn that lineup over. We'll watch the second and third times through for Sean Markham. I don't think you can pitch in one way to get these Texas Ranger hitters out. I think they're very good at adjusting.
Breaking ball missed, down and away, 3-2. All right, here, Markham's got to make a pitch. You want to turn the lineup over, and you've got a guy that isn't necessarily a home run threat. Challenge him. That's what he does. A tentative swing, foul back. You talk about Markham making adjustments second and third time through the order. He's certainly well equipped to do that. He's got a wide variety of pitches.
I don't think John Buck has enough fingers on his hand to put down with all the pitches that Markham can throw up there. Cutter, curveball, slider, changeup, fastball.
Swing and a miss, a strikeout. Third strikeout of the day for Sean Markham. 3 up, 3 down inning, and the Blue Jays are out in front, 3-0. You're watching Jays baseball on Raptors Sportsnet.
Here's a fact. The all-new Chevrolet Equinox gets better highway fuel efficiency than Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, or Ford Escape Hybrid. Here are 2 more facts. It uses just 6.1 liters per 100 highway kilometers and gets up to 1,100 highway kilometers between fill-ups. Here's one more fact. With such great fuel efficiency, you'll be filling up your camera more than your Equinox. Great on gas, great on price. Winner of the Consumer's Digest Best Buy Award. The all-new 2010 Chevrolet Equinox.
A girl from feeling low to feeling great.
There's something new from Stouffer's Bistro. Introducing an irresistible seasoned flatbread melt. New Bistro Melts.
Every day, more Canadians are discovering that there is something worth switching for. The CIBC Switch. Switch for a range of borrowing options and thousands in cash back. Switch and bank on the go with CIBC mobile banking on your smartphone. And get thousands of Aeroplan miles for your everyday banking and credit card purchases. Plus, get expert financial advice. The CIBC Switch. Now that's worth a talk.
Whether it's Chaps, Jeffrey Beam, or Alfred Sun, everybody can agree. Top designer name suits look good on fashion models. And at our prices, they'll also look good on you. Moore's, well-made, well-priced, well-dressed.
We mentioned there are 8 new players on this opening day roster from a year ago, and 2 of them are in critical spots behind the plate. The catching tandem of John Buck and Jose Molina, but that one thing they bring is a wealth of experience.
Yeah, premium on catching, especially when you have so many young arms that the Blue Jays have in their rotation. John Buck was saying the other day that one of the reasons why he wanted to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays is all the good arms. He knows that this team has some good arms at the major league level and some coming through the pipeline through the minor leagues. So he wanted to come here and catch them. So far, so good today with Sean Markham.
Yeah, he has really done a nice job of getting up to speed with the entire pitching staff. He hits for the second time against Scott Feldman, takes a breaking ball for strike 1. John Buck has showed power in the past. 18 home runs a couple years ago with the Kansas City Royals, and getting a chance to work with a new hitting coach, Dwayne Murphy.
And 17 home runs the last 2 years. So he hasn't reached back to where he was with those 18. But one of the things he is doing this year is he's not moving his body as much. He's becoming more of a handsy type of hitter. Watched him today around the cage hitting. And I could see how quiet his lower half was. And he's just using his hands. And I asked Murph about that. I said, Murph, has he changed a little bit? Staying back just a little bit more? And he says, that's the thing that we have been working on, is staying quiet and just using our hands. If you do that, you're going to come up with a lot more power.
Ducks away from an inside fastball. Dwayne Murphy gets a chance to work with these hitters for the first time, and all of the response I've heard has been nothing but positive for the way he has built upon these guys' confidence. Swing at a breaking ball, the Bucks retired. First strikeout of the afternoon for Scott Feldman.
Well, he hit his spot that time. He was able to get that breaking ball down. Last few innings, it was up and away. Saltalamacchia slides to the outside, and that one just dusts off the plate, and Buck doesn't have a chance at it.
Edwin Encarnacion takes a fastball on the outside corner. One thing this Jays team won't want to do against this Rangers team is just sit on an early lead.
No.
They got a lot of thunder in that lineup.
38 come from behind wins last year for the Texas Rangers, so they are never out of it with the offense that they have.
Tack on runs, expand the lead. That's the mindset. Feldman swings, and again there's that cutter, and the bat helicopters all the way over the Jays dugout. A souvenir. That's really game used. He knows it for a fact. Out in front, loses his grip.
Some wrist problems for an Encarnacion. Maybe you don't have that strength that you need to swing through that pitch.
A ball and 2 strikes. Feldman tries to get him to chase the breaking ball. Well, Encarnacion was behind the curve, if you will, because of that wrist surgery in the offseason. Didn't get as many at-bats as he would have liked. Swings and pops it up down the left field line. Michael Young, and now Andrews gives way and takes it in foul ground. Elvis Andrews records the second out as Encarnacion pops up.
You think Edwin Encarnacion would like to have that pitch back? That was the same type of pitch that Lynn homered on. Look at that one right in the middle of the plate, and the reaction. He knows it. And that's the timing that you miss when you don't get enough at bats in spring training.
Yeah, next week you'll hit that one out.
Yeah.
So they're 2 down for Alex Gonzalez. Feldman got away with one there. That's where he needs to be with that curveball. He jumps ahead of the Jays shortstop. Alex Gonzalez, a .247 career hitter. He's got some power. Takes strike 2. You come to a new ball club, you want to get off to a good start, and I'm sure that's the way Gonzalez feels.
But don't put pressure on yourself thinking that you have to do too much. Everybody knows what Alex Gonzalez' game is. Play good defense and pop a home run every now and then.
Take a look at the veteran with 12 seasons under his belt, over 1,200 games, and over that 1,000 hit plateau.
Hey, the numbers speak for themselves. So Alex Gonzalez doesn't need to feel like he has to go out and hit doubles and triples and home runs. Just play your game, and it's a solid game. It's a solid professional game. Defense is his forte.
2003 World Series champ with the Florida Marlins. Swinging a pop-up in towards center field, and Bourbon makes the play. 3 up, 3 down for Scott Feldman. He's getting down in that zone where he needs to be. He's retired 4 straight. Jays lead at 3-0.
Welcome to Goodwrench. Here we dedicate ourselves to the great GM brands we sell. Our service experts can do it all, from the little jobs to the big jobs. And for a limited time, come in for our spring break event, where you can get our all-new AC Delco Advantage ceramic front brake pads installed, starting from $99.95 for cars and from $109.95 for trucks. For complete offer details, visit your local Goodwrench dealer or goodwrench.ca. GM Goodwrench, expert service at competitive prices.
This is Luke. He prides himself on always being some random guy in the photos of strangers. And with the new Yellow Pages mobile app, Luke can make even more cameos by finding local restaurants, banquet halls, even hospitals. He's a photogenic photo genius. Get the free Yellow Pages mobile app and connect with the world around you. Go to yellowpages.ca.
At Polaris, we didn't build a machine with 70 horsepower to be taken out for a Sunday drive. Like we didn't engineer a machine that packs an 800 twin EFI to haul around a picnic basket. Extreme machines, extreme deals. Right now, get up to $1,200 in rebates and payments as low as $89 a month. That's up to $1,200 in rebates and payments as low as $89 a month on the hardest working, smoothest riding line of ATVs and side-by-sides. The Polaris XP sales event.
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Back at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, Sean Markham gets his first opening day start of his career, and he's taken advantage of 2 home runs. A 2-run shot by Vernon Wells in the first and a solo 2-out home run by Adam Lind in the third. There's a bunt attempt, foul back catcher.
Not a bad idea by Bourbon. Their offense, they're still looking for their first base hit. He's got tons of speed. Does Bourbon. Not a bad idea to get one down on the ground. It is interesting to watch the defensive linemen for the Blue Jays on the right side. You would think that Lyle Overbay and Aaron Hill would shorten up a little bit. But I think because of the great athleticism of Sean Markham, they feel like he can cover that side of the infield if he tries to drag one.
Well, and 2, Bourbon hits the ball sharply, so it's not like he's going to beat it into the ground and try to beat you to the bag. Pretty good offensive player. Played in 46 games with the Rangers after coming up from Oklahoma City. He's a speed guy, 25 steals in AAA. There's that changeup, always effective, and Markham has thrown enough fastballs to get this Rangers lineup thinking about swinging.
What makes him so effective, or makes the changeup so effective, is he throws it out of the same arm slot as his fastball. They look like the exact same pitch coming out of his hand, but that changeup, he's got great arm action on it. The ball just dies when it gets to the plate. 2-2, you're probably going to see it again right here. He got Bourbon to strike out the first time up on the same pitch.
Missed away. 3-2 count. See, Markham is never going to light up the radar gun. He'll pitch at the upper 80s, and any more than that, he loses command. But he is anxious to retire the leadoff batter here in the 4th. Off-speed pitch and a strikeout. 4 strikeouts on the afternoon for Sean Markham, and he's got everything working.
Hey, just look in his glove, and you can see the grip that Markham has. That's a changeup grip. Right at the last second, he's going to switch over to it. 3-2, he's got tremendous confidence in throwing at 3-2, and he gets Bourbon on a good change.
He truly believes he can throw that at any count, and what an effective weapon. You really play against the aggressiveness of the hitter when you're able to throw that. 1 down for Michael Young. This is with the breaking ball.
I asked Bruce Walton before the game, I said, is Sean Markham the kind of guy who gets excited when he's out on the mound? And is there something that you're going to look for that shows that maybe he's amped up just a little bit too much?
To Hopper at Encarnacion. He knocks it down, picks it up, and fires it, but Overbay can't dig it out of the dirt. Well, Overbay is exceptional at digging those low throws out, but Encarnacion gave him a tough one to handle right there.
Yeah, right between where the the dirt and the grass are going to meet. That's where the ball was. Ball's hit hard. Now Encarnacion's got a little bit more time than he thinks. He could crow hop here a little bit and make a better throw. That time it handcuffs Lyle Overbay, and he can't come up with it. And Michael Young is on.
Again, we talk so much about timing with the bat, but timing is a factor in the field as well. And Encarnacion just hasn't played that many games. He's charged with his first error of the season. So with one out, Michael Young at first. Josh Hamilton will step in. Hamilton with a first pitch swing and fouls it at the plate.
Finish that thought on what Bruce Walton was talking about with Sean Markham. He said if he is throwing bad strikes, he thinks that means he's a little bit too amped up and he's too excited. He needs to stay on the edges, stay on the corners, change speeds, and that's what's going to make him effective. I think so far so good that he seems to be in a good comfort zone right now.
Bad strikes, too much of the plate. 0-1 pitch to Josh Hamilton. Swing and a drive towards center field. Vernon Wells on his horse makes a sliding catch, and Hamilton is retired. That ball was sinking quickly, but Vernon got a good jump on it and was able to make the catch.
Everybody knows that in this ballpark there is a jet stream to right field. And I think this time it backfires on the Texas Rangers because that jet stream held that ball up enough for Vernon Wells to go and get it and make a gold glove play in center field.
Markham's got two good defensive plays in the outfield. Vernon Wells there robbing Josh Hamilton, and earlier in the game Travis Snyder made a fine sliding catch in left field. So they're 2 down. Vladdy Guerrero was hit by Markham on the first pitch leading off the second inning, but he was stranded. Big swing and a miss by Guerrero. Only question about Vladdy Guerrero and the addition to this Rangers lineup is his health. If he can stay healthy. His knees took a beating early in his career playing in Montreal on that artificial surface, and last year it really bothered him. Guerrero played in just 100 games.
2 stints on the disabled list last year with a right pectoral muscle strain and a strained left knee. The speed's not there anymore for Guerrero, but the speed of his bat is.
Jammed him. Popped up on the infield. Gonzalez takes charge and Guerrero's retired. So Markham's able to pitch around an air, and he has been terrific. Shut out the Rangers through 4 innings. Changing speeds, making good pitches. 4 strikeouts so far for Sean Markham.
Sean Markham cruising after 4, 3-0 for the Blue Jays, and this update is brought to you by Canada Trust. Welcome, I'm Jamie Campbell. A lot of people have waited for opening day. Many have waited to hear from Tiger Woods, and as we learned today, it wasn't just infidelity that was keeping him away from the golf course.
In December, I started to train, started running again, and I tore my Achilles in my right leg. And I then had PRP injections throughout the year. I kept re-tearing it throughout the year and throughout the summer. I used tape most of the year to play, and did everything I possibly could to heal faster so I can get back on the golf course.
More on this coming up a little later on.
The bank lights are on.
At this hour?
What are you people still doing here?
It's late.
We're open late.
But you're bankers.
Mm-hmm.
You should be working banker's hours.
These are our banker's hours.
Is everyone working banker's hours now?
Sheesh.
We call them customers' hours at TD Canada Trust. We're open 8 till late, 6 days straight. It's how we're making banking more comfortable.
What's that?
That's last night's dinner. Hate lingering odors? Febreze Air Effects actually eliminates odors caused by bacteria and leaves a light, fresh scent. Febreze, it's a breath of fresh air.
All spring long, we've been talking about how Sean Markham has become a leader of this pitching staff. At the end of that last inning, after that great catch by Vernon Wells, Sean Markham didn't go into the dugout. He waited for a center fielder to come in. He wanted to be sure he gave him a high five before he got into the dugout. That's leadership.
Well, it sure is leadership, and everybody appreciates that, the acknowledgement of good play behind you. And I truly believe, as we've said earlier, that this team's got something special going. So 3-0 Jays as they hit in the 5th inning, and the first batter, Travis Snyder, steps in. Snyder hitting in the 9th spot. Made a nice sliding catch on Nelson Cruz back in the 2nd inning. Checks his swing and fouls it out of play. Travis Snyder, up and down season a year ago, certainly comes into camp and gives you the impression that he's confident and ready to have a good year. One thing he mentioned that I thought was very interesting was the fact that he now understands there are more things you can do to stay on the field than just hit.
Right. Now you can run the bases properly.
Ripped into the camera bay along the first base dugout.
You can make defensive plays to stay in the ball game. And I think it's just a matter of time until Travis Snyder hits. Everybody knows that he's going to hit eventually.
Checks his swing in time, lays off the breaking ball. The appeal to third denied.
He's got too much talent, and he is now in a position in his career where he goes out and he seeks help. Hey, help me with this. What do you think about this? Cito Gaston and Dwayne Murphy, 2 great hitting coaches, are there for him, and he'll use them.
Got caught looking at a fastball there as Feldman kind of crossed him up. Threw him a lot of off-speed pitches early in the at-bat and then elevates. And Cito Gaston knows that he doesn't need immediate production from Travis Snyder down in the order. A little pat on the back and support. So that'll turn the lineup over. Jose Bautista will bat for the 3rd time today against Scott Feldman. Jose Bautista getting a great opportunity here to build upon what he did a year ago. Good cut, fouled straight back.
10 of his 13 home runs came in the months of September and October last year. So he finished up strong, and he was saying one of the reasons why is he's getting started a little bit earlier. He's getting himself into a position to hit the baseball. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. You can do it with a leg kick, a little bit more pronounced this year by Jose Bautista, or you can use your arms and your hands to get yourself ready, but you have to be ready. You've got to get that front foot down when you're ready to swing.
Pops it towards center. Bourbon almost in his tracks and makes the 2nd out of the inning. Feldman, again, another pop-up, and it's not been a traditional Scott Feldman kind of start, but he's been able to minimize the damage of 4 hits, but he's given up 2 long balls.
Had a decent spring for the Texas Rangers. And then there was talk that maybe Rich Harden was going to be the starting rotation or starter on opening day, but Ron Washington said about halfway through spring training, hey, Scott Feldman won 17 ball games for me last year. He deserves it.
Yeah, it's very difficult to not give it to an incumbent pitcher that had such a great season like that. Ron Washington, certainly an old school baseball guy, appreciates what Feldman did for the ball club and felt he deserved this start. Aaron Hill pops it up straight over the mound. Infielders from the corners converging. The first baseman, now the shortstop Andrews, makes the play. Feldman's in a groove. 3 up, 3 down, 2nd consecutive inning. But 2 early home runs have put the Jays out in front, 3-0.
Here's a fact. Chevrolet Traverse gets better highway fuel efficiency than Honda Pilot. Here are 2 more facts. Traverse uses just 8.4 liters per 100 highway kilometers, and it also has 30% more cargo capacity than Honda Pilot. Here's 1 more fact. Great fuel efficiency gets you to great adventure. Chevrolet Traverse. Great on gas, great on price. Winner of a Consumer's Digest Best Buy Award, the 2010 Chevrolet Traverse.
When you have sensitive skin, a lot of things can really irritate your face. Shaving shouldn't be one of them. Gillette Fusion Power has 5 blades with an anti-friction coating that shave with incredible comfort. Fusion, proven performance even on sensitive skin.
On your wedding day, when everyone's looking at her, she'll be looking at you. So rent your tuxedo at Moore's and you'll look almost as good as she does. Moore's, well-made, well-priced, well-dressed.
Football takes me many places. Hot places, cold places. But I prepare for it all. People expect only the best performance, even under extreme conditions. And so do I. Castrol Age, Castrol's best for performance under extremes. Castrol Age, it's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Joined the Toronto Blue Jays General Manager Alex Anthopoulos. You can chat with Alex on the web chat Monday, April 12th, 1 p.m. BlueJays.com. Get a chance to ask your specific questions about his first year as the GM, how he's put this team together, and what his expectations are. Tell you what, he got off to a great start when he announced the contract of Adam Lind on Saturday morning down in Houston. A great sign, a good opportunity to continue to build the character and talent of this young roster. Sean Markham, 5th inning, leading 3-0, works to the right fielder Nelson Cruz. So we mentioned Cruz ripped the line drive into the gap in left field, and Travis Snyder made a fine running catch. Cruz swings late and fouls it out of play. Second time through the order, hitters start to get a gauge on velocity, and this is where John Buck and Sean Markham need to mix it up even a little more.
Yeah, if you get him out with fastballs away or breaking balls away, now you got to change things up a little bit. Don't establish any kind of pattern. You do that, and the good hitters will start thinking right along with you.
Hitter count now, and this is when Markham is at his best, changing speeds. Swing and a ball ripped to the third baseman. Encarnacion to Overbay, 1 down. He just doesn't give you many pitches out over the heart of the plate where you can really square up on him, even though you've got the count in your favor.
Yeah, he talks about that. He goes, I'm not a miles per hour kind of guy, but I have to be resourceful. I've got to hit my spots and change speeds. We were talking about it in the opening that I felt that after the 2008 season, he was ready to take that next step and be an all-star.
Swinging at first pitch, it's Chris Davis, the first baseman. Vernon Wells retreats a couple of steps and makes the play. 2 quick outs here in the 5th for Sean Markham. Well, you know, they talk about Tommy John surgery and how guys can come back from it, but it's always better that a guy's had a little experience in the big leagues, understands what it takes, and then he has a renewed appreciation once he goes through the surgery of what his job is and how to approach it.
There's been studies done about that, about players who have had Tommy John surgery in the minor leagues as opposed to the major leagues. And they have found that when pitchers have Tommy John surgery after being in the major leagues for a year or two, they are more susceptible of coming back and playing at that level where they left when they got hurt. Not so much for minor league pitchers.
Jared Saltalamacchia bats with 2 down. Saltalamacchia flied to center field his first time up. Markham is retired 4 straight. Swing and another pop up toward right field. Batista's got a beat on it. Another easy inning. 7-pitch inning for Sean Markham. He is in the rocket seat. Adam Lind's homered and has 2 hits on the day. It's been a good offensive start again. Vernon Wells, 2-run shot in the first.
The completely redesigned 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Smart is a sedan that's music to the eyes.
Hey guys, listen to my cousin Ted. He's going to be catching the game with us.
Yeah! Time to tighten up the chin strap, eh, boys? What's over, Maggie?
Who you got, Ted?
Oh, I always go with the hot hand, always.
Even if the hot hand has a partially torn ACL and isn't playing?
Sit down, Ted. Actually, he's my second cousin.
Yeah, game's on.
Like 3 times removed. No, Ted.
Hey, Tim's run. You want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim says English muffins.
English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin!
Tim's English muffin! I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah. I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great.
That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
August 31st of '09, Adam Lind hitting here at the ballpark in Arlington. Hits 2 home runs, goes 3 for 5, including a grand slam, and drives home 8 runs. Well, he is very comfortable in this ballpark. Obviously, 2 more hits today, including his first home run of the season. And there are the numbers from that great game a year ago. And this guy has certainly become one of the prominent young power hitters in all of baseball.
Yeah, certainly has. And the Blue Jays did a good thing in wrapping him up for 4 years. Get that money part of it over with. You don't have to think about it. Just go out there before the season now and just let your hitting begin. And that's what Adam Lind has done so far his first 2 times up this afternoon.
Yeah, it's really interesting that Cito Gaston contemplated the possibility of moving Lind into the cleanup spot and Hill into the 3rd spot, but he changed his mind, and it looks so far like that's the right move.
Why would you want to mess with success?
That's what Cito asked himself.
I've played with guys before that they had success hitting number 8, and all of a sudden the manager
swinging another line drive. He's 3 for 3. You talk about a guy that has worn out a ballpark, if you will. He loves hitting in this yard, and what a great start to a season. A year ago we mentioned he was 4 for 5 with 6 ribbies opening day against the Tigers. We're going to have to make every day opening day for Adam Lind.
We'll hang out the bunting every day for Lindy to let him know that it's opening day.
And he's hanging out the ropes, that's for sure. His 3rd hit. Vernon Wells perfect 2 for 2 with a home run. Tack on runs. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, and nothing since. Swinging a tapper toward 3rd base, foul just outside the back. One thing you want to do is an offense adding on runs. You had Feldman on the ropes early in the ball game, but then you allowed him to settle in, and you just got to keep it going.
Before that base hit by Adam Lind, 7 in a row retired by Feldman, a couple of them on strikeouts, his first 2 of the afternoon. But the Jays have done a good job of making the hits count. They've only left a couple of runners on base, so they need to keep banging them in.
Swinging a pop-up on the right side, drifting into foul territory. Davis has a beat on it and makes the play. Chris Davis retires Vernon Wells on a pop-up outside first base. 1 down. So Feldman will work to Lyle Overbay with a man aboard. 3-0 Jays here. Top of the 6th inning.
We see our first action of the afternoon now in the bullpen for Ron Washington. That is Darren O'Day, the sidewinder. Some questions if he was going to make the 25-man roster when this season started. He has been battling some injuries this spring.
Blue Jays have been very aggressive all throughout the spring, and Cito Gaston has promised they'll continue that, but I wouldn't expect Lind to move off the bag here, keeping that hole open at first base. Big swing and a foul at the plate.
Well, the way the left-handers are hitting Feldman, I think you stay right there. They are getting good swings on him. Lind has 3 hits. Overbay has been on base one time. Left-handers were not a problem for Feldman last year. Lefties hit just .226 against him, and that shows you the type of stuff that he has. Not today so far, where he can cut and sink the ball. Lefties look very comfortable against him this afternoon.
Swinging a ground ball toward the middle. Blanco to Elvis Andrus. Double play. 4-6-3 on the double play, and that ball off the end of the bat, and that's where Feldman needs to be, down in the zone to be effective. Lyle Overbay's retired. A quick inning for Scott Feldman, but Sean Markham still has a 3-0 lead.
After his fall from grace, Tiger Woods finally makes his return at the Masters, and Sportsnet Connected is there with full coverage and all the Tiger updates you need tonight on Sportsnet Connected.
As a real estate agent, I use Febreze to prep my houses for sale. I also use it in my house. It removes odors of sports, teenagers. I would not want to face a week without Febreze Fabric Refresher.
0% financing for 60 months on a Toyota? That's a good deal.
0% financing's good.
0% financing for 60 months? I love it.
0% financing for 60 months. That's awesome.
For the first time ever, get 0% financing of up to 60 months on some of our most popular models during the best Toyota Red Tag days ever.
Hey, Tim's Run, you want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich? Sounds good. Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin? Biscuit. Got it.
Tim's does English muffins. English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin! I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah. I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great.
That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Sean Markham has been very effective early in this ball game. Great command. No signs whatsoever that the adrenaline, the excitement of opening day has been a concern. No walks, 4 strikeouts, just 54 pitches. Very efficient. Number 8 hitter Andres Blanco steps in and takes a strike. Blanco acquired, as we mentioned earlier, in a spring training trade from the Chicago Cubs. Ian Kinsler, the regular, is out. Kinsler has a high ankle sprain. He's eligible to come off the disabled list on April 10th. But they don't expect him back for 4 or 5 days after that.
It's a good get for the Texas Rangers. They knew that Kinsler wasn't going to be ready for opening day, so they got some backup in Blanco.
There's a strike where Markham has been ahead all afternoon, and when you're pitching against an aggressive team like the Rangers, it's the best approach. Go right after them, and then they will expand their strike zone. Blanco swings and misses, another strikeout. 5 strikeouts now for Sean Markham, and we talk about bottom of the order managements. He's done a terrific job down in the order all afternoon.
Get it over with quickly. You know what's good to see on those 5 strikeouts that you mentioned, all 5 of them swinging. So he is around the strike zone, and he's getting those Texas Ranger batters to swing at that changeup, for the most part, out of the strike zone.
Very aggressive hitting ball club. There's the shorten up bunt attempt taken for low. Yeah, that's the one thing about the Rangers. They are powerful and they are dangerous and they can strike in a hurry, but at the same time there are a lot of punch outs in this lineup.
Especially if you can keep off speed pitches and get them to swing at them. If they can lay off of them, and you've got to come into the strike zone, they can hurt you.
We mentioned how through 5 innings Markham has only thrown 54 pitches, and that to me is another advantage because you don't give the hitters an awful lot of information about what they're facing on a given day.
Tells you where he is at. If you had a chance to watch the game last night, 2 All-Stars in Josh Beckett and CeCe Sabathia. We're over 100 through 5.
Swing and tap the plate. Boy, you haven't seen too many good swings here today, like you did last night. And you talk about 2 premier pitchers having a tough time.
Struggling.
Thinks that's a preview of what we're going to see from those 2 ball clubs all year long?
Slugging it out, back and forth.
Well, it's a very, very tough neighborhood, the American League East. And these Jays players don't mind it. Markham just missed on the outside. 3-0 Jays here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They got to Scott Feldman early. A 2-run home run by Vernon Wells got it going in the 1st, and then Adam Lind, his first, a solo shot with 2 outs in the 3rd. Strike 3 called. Outside corner. He painted the outside corner and got Elvis Andrus for a 2nd time this afternoon.
What was Bruce Walton telling us before the ball game? He needs to make quality pitches. He needs to stay out of the middle of the plate. Those are bad strikes. Well, this is a good strike. A fastball on the outside part of the plate after he was throwing off speed, off speed, off speed. Paintage on the outside part of the plate for another strikeout.
Leadoff batter Julio Bourbon will step in. He's gone down swinging twice today. Swing off the end of the bat, cued into foul ground. You can see that Markham has established he's going to pound the strike zone, and with that, the Ranger hitters are expanding the zone a bit and chasing some pitches off the plate.
Well, they need to make some adjustments right now. Maybe think about going the other way, waiting just a little bit. Maybe go up there, look for that changeup. Look for it and just try and hit it back through the middle.
Tried to get him to chase off the plate. 2 down. Leadoff hitter Julio Bourbon. Swing, tap, out of play, foul behind the screen. Just an awful lot of awkward swings against Sean Markham today, and he has certainly been in the driver's seat. In and out, up and down, back and forth. Perfect formula for a pitcher.
Well, he got Bourbon last time swinging on a 2-2 changeup. He might go right back to it again. There's that changeup grip, and he's got a couple of different grips that he'll use on his changeup.
Yeah, he can sink the ball to left-handers and cut it to right-handers, and that last pitch was that circle change where he puts his index finger and his thumb together and just rolls that ball over. Payoff pitch now with 2 down. Swing and a fly ball lifted down the left field line. Travis Snyder coming on in foul ground, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Sean Markham. 6 strikeouts on the day. He has retired now 8 in a row. 3-0 Jays lead it. You're watching Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet.
I got troubles though, but not today. 'Cause they're gonna wash away this whole world. I'm gonna take them away.
Introducing the radically advanced 2010 RX from Lexus. Reinventing the vehicle that invented it all.
Hey, Tim's Run, you want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim's is English muffins.
English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin!
I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah. I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great.
That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
There are better ways to refresh your skin after shaving. Keep your sensitive skin feeling cool with Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm. What men want. And look for the complete sensitive line from the #1 men's skincare brand.
Well, if you want to see a lot of different ball games, sign up for MLB.TV. Watch over 2,000 games live or on demand in high-definition quality. Packages start at $99.99. You can check it out at MLB.TV. Lots of great baseball action. Of course, the season got underway last night at Fenway Park with the Red Sox coming out on top. Games all over the country today, starting. And certainly right here, a terrific start for the Jays against Scott Feldman, who's given up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. Hasn't walked a batter, but he's given up 2 home runs. A 2-run shot to Vernon Wells and a solo shot to Adam Lynn. John Buck cuts at the first pitch and fouls it back. John Buck, Jose Molina, the catching tandem tonight. Buck will get most of the work as the regular, and it's a real challenge to come over to a new team and get acclimated to a pitching staff, but he's done a nice job.
So you have to put your work in as the catcher when you're coming to a new team like that. And Buck was talking the other day that one of the first things he did is he sought out Bruce Walton, and he talked about his pitchers, and then he sought out the video man and got a bunch of video of the pitchers that he was going to catch, and he studied their idiosyncrasies to find their strengths and weaknesses.
Without question, the hardest working people in baseball, the catchers. We love them. Jared Saltalamacchia came over from the Atlanta Braves. These two know each other, having spent his last several seasons in Kansas City with the Royals. John Buck sawed off one hopper right up to second baseman. Blanco retires John Buck.
Saltalamacchia is another one of those catchers who you were talking earlier about. They're looking for someone to grab that spot. We were talking to Jim Sundberg yesterday, and another ex-catcher, and he was saying that Saltalamacchia for a 7 o'clock game will get to the ballpark at noon and sit down with the pitcher or the pitching coach and start going over the hitters that they're going to face that night.
Yeah, Mike Maddox has really been appreciative of the way Saltalamacchia has approached his job, and it's always been thought of as an offensive player, but it's kind of settling in. But they need somebody to grab hold of this spot. Maddox would love to have a assistant pitching coach, if you will, behind the plate in one of these two catchers. Encarnacion takes a wild cut at the first pitch. Now the count's even at 1-1. Encarnacion anxious to make an early contribution here. Good rip of the ball out over the plate and fouls it out of play. Cito Gaston has said from time to time this offseason and into the spring that he was going to use his bench a little more effectively to keep the regulars sharp. And with that, you just think that guys aren't going to sit a long time. And there's a cut in the miss of the big high fastball, and Encarnacion is down on strikes. Third strikeout for Scott Feldman.
Well, we all know that Cito likes to find a lineup and stick with it. But you're right. He's going to have to incorporate some of the bench guys to keep them sharp.
Now, the versatility of the bench is important, too. And when you look at the extra men, Mike McCoy, John McDonald, Jose Molina, and Randy Ruiz. McCoy making his first big league opening day roster, coming over from Colorado in the offseason. Take a look at the new team. We mentioned 8 new players on this roster, 2 new catchers. Gonzalez at shortstop, taking over. Take a look at the outfield. Good depth there with Snyder, Wells, Batista, and Lind. And McCoy can play both the infield and outfield. That's what makes him most valuable. Swing and a line drive right at the shortstop. So Feldman has another quick inning. But he's found himself trailing as the Jays have hit a couple of home runs. 3-0.
Introducing the radically advanced 2010 RX from Lexus. Reinventing the vehicle that invented it all.
Introducing Rona Advantages. Take advantage and get more out of Rona. Save money. Up to 5% on all your purchases for the year. Plus, collect more Air Miles reward miles. Up to 2 times more. Save money, collect extra Air Miles, and much more. Only with Rona Advantages. Apply now. Rona, doing it right.
You know the nights. The ones that start out ordinary and end up extraordinary. Those unbelievable, unrepeatable nights that make you feel lucky to say, I was there.
Let's take a look at a flashback. May 1st, 1991, Robbie Alomar strikes out final out of the ball game as Nolan Ryan pitches his 7th and last no-hitter. Hall of Famer for sure. What a career. 7 no-hitters. He is now the president of the Texas Rangers. And that last no-hitter against the Jays was his 7th and final. Phenomenal career, and now the leader of this Rangers organization.
Devon White, the leadoff hitter in that ball game, came back after striking out the first batter of the ball game and said, boys, turn it up a notch. He's got his good stuff tonight.
We got no chance, and he was right. Michael Young leads it off here and fouls it out of play, runs the count to 1-1. Michael Young, last year, his 7th consecutive season with 170 or more hits. Only Ichiro and Albert Pujols have longer consecutive streaks than Michael Young. They both are working on a 9-year streak of 170 or more hits.
And he missed, I believe, the last month of the season. Look at the numbers that have been put up since 2002. Only Ichiro has more than Michael Young.
Swing and a miss at a pitch off the plate. Wild swing, and again another example of the way Markham has kept the hitters off stride all afternoon. Swinging a fly ball towards center. Brandon Wells now comes in a few steps, and Michael Young's retired, first out of the 7th.
Do you see the indecision on some of the hitters? Where Michael Young right there wasn't really sure. He doesn't have that load, and he goes right after the ball. Just not real sure what he's going to see from Sean Markham, and he hits it off the end of the bat. A nice, easy fly ball to center field.
You could see how early his foot was down and his hands were ready, but the ball wasn't there yet. That's the essence of pitching. Disrupt the timing of the hitter. 1 down. Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Defense reflects his ability to hit the ball all over the yard. Swinging a fly ball, lifts it down the left field line, slicing out of play into the seats. Hamilton won a Silver Slugger Award here 2 years ago, his first year in a Rangers uniform. Made the All-Star team, put on a phenomenal show during the home run contest at Yankee Stadium. Won that. Chases a high fastball, and again a hitter is late. We talk about Markham not lighting up the radar gun. That was 86 miles an hour, but it looked like 96 to Hamilton after all the off speed.
He was so late on that ball. Markham then can get away with throwing a fastball at 86 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone.
So now as a hitter, you've got 2 thoughts on your mind. Stay back, get a good pitch, and don't chase that high pitch that looks like it's 95.
The changeup today for Markham looks like a split finger fastball. That's how much is diving.
2-2. Outside.
He's worked so well with John Buck this afternoon. Very rarely have I seen Sean Markham shake him off.
Now you can see how efficient Markham has been all afternoon, and that reflects it. 14, 9, 11. Just any time you stay under 15, you're going to pitch late into a ball game, and that's what Markham's done here. Pitching with 1 out in the 7th. Did he go? No. Third base umpire Scott Berry on the appeal. So Hamilton reaches on the walk. First walk of the afternoon. You be the judge.
There's a toe tap from Hamilton, and in the judgment of the third base umpire, he didn't offer at that ball, but from that side view, it sure looked like he did.
Hamilton's aboard on the walk. Guerrero will step in with 1 out. Jays lead it 3-0. Sun starts to break through here. Been an overcast day all afternoon here in Arlington. Phenomenal crowd, a lot of anticipation. This organization's really on the uptick. Swinging a long but foul drive into the seats down the left field line. Vladdy Guerrero, there's no hot zone for Guerrero. If he can see it, it's coming at him, it's in play.
From the shoe tops to the bill of his helmet, Vladimir Guerrero is going to swing.
Watch where this pitch starts out. He can still get the hit out. Infield at double play depth. Guerrero doesn't run well at all. Swinging a looping liner into right field in front of Batista. Guerrero fights off the pitch. That is the first hit allowed by Sean Markham. Comes with 1 out in the 7th.
He'll hit the ball all over the place. Vladimir Guerrero, 12 straight seasons of 300 or better for Guerrero before last year. Look at the plate coverage. Reaches out and lines that ball into right field. That time it was elevated a little bit. And this is what the Texas Rangers bring to the plate. You were talking about add-on runs earlier in the game. Sean Markham gives up his first base hit of the afternoon, and a big power hitter at the plate representing the tying run, just like that.
Just time to regroup now and think about the mindset. One good pitch and I'm out of the inning. Big swing and a foul out of play. Sean Markham takes a no-hitter into the 7th inning in his first opening day start. And now the bullpen will begin to work. Kevin Gregg, the right-hander, Scott Downs, the left-hander. And this is exactly what you want from your starter. Take me into the 7th. Nelson Cruz. Check swing, the appeal to first. No, says Brian Knight. Pause and reflect and just make another good pitch. Markham's been making them all afternoon.
Rangers starting to think along with him now. Better approaches the last 2 batters in Hamilton and Guerrero.
Well outside, he overthrew that one. Got a little bit upset at himself, and now John Buck, being the veteran, is going to go out there and talk things over.
Yeah, he saw what you saw. Markham walked off the mound after that last pitch.
Here's where you just want to continue to have that good delivery. Don't make a better pitch than you've been making all afternoon. Just make those same quality pitches. What a pitch. Inside corner, and he handcuffed Cruz. He couldn't swing at it. So the matchup sheets are out on the bench. Downs and Gregg continue to loosen up behind Markham. Very efficient effort by Sean Markham. Swinging a fly ball toward right. Batista on his horse, on his move. And it's out of here. Opposite field home run. And Sean Markham, just like that, has given up a tying home run.
You know what? That wasn't a bad pitch, but we were talking earlier when Nelson Cruz was at the plate, his ability to cover the plate, wanting the ball out over the middle. He can handle that ball away. Buck slides to the outside. Look where that pitch is, down and away. Really not a full swing by Cruz, but he's so strong, and that ball just got up into that jet stream and just kept carrying and carrying.
You can see the power and the excitement. Cruz goes opposite field to tie it at 3. Ron Washington's team can strike quickly. A one-out walk to Hamilton. Guerrero breaks up the no-hitter and a 3-run shot.
A walk, a single, and then a half-swing fly ball that goes out of the ballpark.
Ground ball, Encarnacion. Davis is retired, 2 down.
You know, we have talked about the jet stream here. We saw it on display earlier. Watch this swing from Cruz. He is some kind of strong, not a bad pitch. Look at that, not even a full swing. It looked like it was going to be just a fly ball to right field.
The ball just kept flying all the way into the bullpen. It looked like Batista had a bead on it. And don't get fooled by this flag. It's coming in from right, but it hits the seats behind home plate and shoots straight out toward that bullpen. 2 down. Saltalamacchia, the catcher, takes strike 1. Well, we talk about add-on opportunities, and for Scott Feldman, you've got to give him a lot of credit because he kept plugging away, and wouldn't you know it, his team answers back with 3 here. That's how he wins 17 games.
Yeah.
Stay in the ballgame.
Had a chance to win 20, but he lost his last 3 decisions of the season last year. Came out of nowhere.
Markham had really been in control of this game, and we had talked about how dangerous this Rangers lineup is. Ground ball to the right side. Hill to his left. Saltalamacchia is retired. That's 3 up, that's 3 outs, and Lyle Overbay lost count. But it's one swing of the bat on a very difficult pitch. Nelson Cruz, who hit 33 a year ago, ties it up 3-3. We've played 7 here in Arlington. Sean Markham has been outstanding.
Introducing the radically advanced 2010 RX from Lexus, reinventing the vehicle that invented it all.
There are better ways to refresh your skin after shaving. Keep your sensitive skin feeling cool with Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm. What men want. And look for the complete sensitive line from the #1 men's skincare brand.
We'll take some coffee, and then we'll take some hot chocolate. We put them together in a cup.
Yeah, it's our cafe mocha.
It's our premium blend coffee, rich hot chocolate covered with whipped topping and chocolate drizzle. Tim Hortons Cafe Mocha, always a great value.
This April on Sportsnet East, the home stretch is upon us, and the Sens battle for one purpose, the right to play for the Stanley Cup. The 2010 version of the Jays bring a fresh sense of optimism with young stars in Adam Lind, Aaron Hill, and Sean Markham. The future is before your eyes. And we're down to 8 in UEFA Champions League action as the road to Madrid continues. This and more on Sportsnet East.
Well, Scott Feldman is done for the afternoon. 7 strong innings, allowing just 5 hits, 3 earned runs. They all came on the long ball. Vernon Wells hit a 2-run home run in the first. Adam Lind a solo shot in the third. And after the third inning, he really settled down nicely. Just 1 hit over the last 4 innings. 100 pitches on the nose, and Scott Feldman is now turning things over to a very talented Neftali Felice, who will work the 8th inning.
You want to talk about contrast in styles. Neftali Felice can bring it up there. 92 to 99 miles an hour with that fastball. He's also got a little bit of a curveball. Second best pitch is the changeup, and look at the strikeouts per innings pitched. This was last year when they brought him up for the last month or so of the season. Doesn't walk too many batters, will attack you. There were talks of Felice maybe being in the starting rotation. Nolan Ryan told the team that they wanted him in the starting rotation. It didn't work out that way in spring training, so he's going to come out of the bullpen. And he's going to bring his tremendous fastball with him.
Travis Snyder swings at the first pitch and pops it into the seats, out of play. Felice came up last year at the end of the season, worked in 20 ball games. He was part of that 7-player deal that sent Mark Teixeira to the Atlanta Braves. And this, to me, was the gem of the trade for the Rangers. Phenomenal arm, great delivery, outstanding composure for a young pitcher. Swing and another foul ball as Snyder's late.
You know, when they made that trade with the Atlanta Braves, they traded Mark Teixeira to Atlanta. The organization pointed to this year, 2010. This is the year that we're going to pull it all back together.
And I got the shortstop Elvis Andrus as well. And anytime you get an everyday shortstop and a power arm, you got to think about that. Salta Lamacchia, also behind the plate, came from the Braves in that same deal. So the Jays find themselves tied here in the 8th inning. Well out of the zone. Wind is certainly whipping around this ballpark, and I believe it had a lot to do with Nelson Cruz being able to reach down and hit that home run. Pitch down and away from Sean Markham. Oftentimes you hear pitchers say, well, I made a mistake. I don't think that was a mistake. No. I think that was just got to tip your hat to a pretty good hitter, and the fact that the jet stream was shooting out to right center. Snyder takes the ball down and in. This is the one thing that you concern yourself if you're Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, and Ron Washington, is command. Young pitcher, not a lot of experience. Big swing at a fastball, and it's down.
Yeah, just 22 years old is Neftali Felice, and he could get by with just throwing fastballs. That's how explosive it is. But he throws off-speed pitches that complement that fastball nicely. That's why you see a lot of strikeouts.
Sean Markham getting acknowledgement. His day has come to an end. Cito Gaston, I'm sure, complimenting him on an outstanding beginning to his season.
Now let's get him a run.
Yep, get him a run right here, and he'd be the pitcher of record. Leadoff hitter Jose Bautista, 0 for 3 so far. Three in the 8th. Home runs, the entire offense for both clubs. Ball outside. No chance. Ball 4, not even close. So Batista's aboard. And that'll get a visit from the second baseman, Andres Blanco, in to talk to Felice.
Blue Jays have the right part of their lineup coming up now to get a run for Sean Markham. The way Batista's been swinging the bat, and Hill, and certainly Lynn and Wells this afternoon, it's got to have Mike Maddox worried.
Jays haven't seen an awful lot of Felice. Hill's faced him just once. He's 0 for 1. Overall, they've only had 6 at-bats against Feliz in total. But you can bet Aaron Hill will be geared up for a fastball.
Especially after a 4-pitch walk. Yeah. To Jose Bautista. He is looking dead red.
And he gets it. Pulled down the left field line. That's extra bases. Bautista coming around third. He is going to be stopped by Brian Butterfield. They get the ball back in quickly. Hamilton did a good job of digging it out in the corner and hitting the cutoff man. So there's that first pitch fastball, and Aaron Hill, always aggressive, ripped it down in the left field corner.
And if you're going to turn around a fastball, you have to get your hands moving, and that's exactly what Aaron Hill does. Gets them moving, climbs all over, and this ball comes right back to Josh Hamilton, left fielder. I thought Bautista had a shot of maybe scoring. He's running hard all the way, coming around, anticipating he's going to score. But at the last minute, Brian Butterfield throws up the stop sign, and Bautista's got to scurry back to third.
Well, it's all about where you are in your lineup.
Right.
You got run producer behind the Hill double. Adam Lind has had a great start to his season with 3 hits today. And you don't gamble. You got to be 100% sure.
Well, it's got to be Vernon Wells here. They're going to put Adam Lind on, I'm sure, and make Vernon Wells beat you.
Pick your poison. Wells has had a great start. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, out to deliver the play, and they're going to put Lind on. It's the right play, no doubt about it. You've got 1 out, load the bases, put the double play in order. Vernon Wells is a scheduled batter.
Be aggressive at third base. Don't take anything for granted if you're Jose Bautista. I have seen pitchers throw the ball back to the backstop while they're trying to put a guy on. I've seen catchers throw the ball by the pitcher.
Don't assume a thing.
That's right. Bautista does have an aggressive lead.
You can see Blanco, the second baseman, well in behind Feliz, just in case there's an overthrow. So that's 4 balls, intentional walk, and that'll bring Vernon Wells to the plate. 2 for 3 on the day, including this first inning home run. A pitch down out over the plate, and he smokes it into the seats in left center. A 2-out, 2-run home run to get the Jays offense off and running in the first. So the bases are loaded now for Vernon Wells.
The pressure is on the youngster on the mound. The mindset for a veteran hitter like Vernon Wells should be, make Feliz come to me. Make him throw strikes. The most dangerous pitch after a 4-pitch walk is the first one.
Big swing and a foul at the plate. Vernon Wells geared up for that fastball. 5 career grand slams for Wells. A home run and a single in his first 2 at-bats. He popped up in foul territory to the first baseman in the 6th. 3-3 here in the 8th. Big swing and a miss. This is one thing and why Feliz is in this important role in the bullpen. That big arm, the ability to rack up the strikeouts.
Yeah, if he finds himself into trouble, he can get him out because he can strike batters out.
Swinging a line drive base hit into left field. Bautista comes in to score. Hill will stop at third, and Vernon Wells delivers the go-ahead base hit. 3rd hit on the afternoon. He's now driven home 3.
Did you see him shorten up his swing a little bit once he got behind 0-2? He swung hard on that 0-2 pitch, or the strike 2 pitch, and then shortened it up. And he's not going to get beat by Feliz.
Trying to go away, and you can see how they missed up and in, and Wells put a short, quick swing on it and delivers the go-ahead base hit. Sean Markham is rewarded for a valiant effort, and now he is the pitcher of record. Darren Oliver, the veteran, signed as a free agent. He'll come on and work with the bases loaded and 1 out. Jays lead it 4-3. We're playing in the 8th.
Zero % for 60 months on a Toyota? That's a good deal. Best fuel efficiency. Fewer trips to the pump is good. Yaris, highest ranked by J.D. Power and Associates. That's well built. 0% for 60 months is a great deal.
Get 0% financing of up to 60 months on some of our most popular models during the best Toyota Red Tag days ever on now.
The bank lights are on.
At this hour?
What are you people still doing here?
It's late.
We're open late.
But you're bankers.
Mm-hmm.
You should be working banker's hours.
These are our banker's hours.
Is everyone working banker's hours now?
Sheesh.
We call them customers' hours at TD Canada Trust. We're open 8 till late, 6 days straight. It's how we're making banking more comfortable.
Never confuse the devices that connect us with the moments that keep us together.
The veteran Darren Oliver comes out of the Rangers bullpen with the bases loaded and 1 out. He is brought on to face the his numbers from a year ago when he worked in 63 games for the Angels, and the veteran stability, the only left-hander in their bullpen.
Yeah, a lot like the Blue Jays. They only have Scott Downs, a veteran left-hander in their bullpen. Darren Oliver, here are his numbers. That, again, was with the Angels. He had spent some time with the Rangers back in the mid-90s. So this is his second time through. This is his 15th big league season. And you know, a situation like this, bases loaded, just 1 out, he is not going to be phased. He's going to stick to his game plan, which is a lot of breaking balls. There are the runners. Aaron Hill over at third base. Adam Lind at second, and Vernon Wells with a big base hit on an 0-2 pitch stands over at first.
Now, here's Overbay's opportunity to bust the game wide open. Takes a half swing and goes around. Overbay has seen Oliver a lot. He's faced him 16 times. He's 5 for 16. He's hit 3 grand slams in his career. Swing and foul back out of play. Oliver ahead, 0-2. Extra run right here would be huge. Sean Markham, an outstanding outing, going 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits, but a 3-run home run to Nelson Cruz in the bottom of the 7th has tied it at 3-0. Now he has the lead. He is the pitcher of record.
And they're looking for an add-on run. Texas, on the other hand, looking for the ground ball out to get out of that. You saw a shot of Chris Davis right behind Vernon Wells to keep him close to the bag.
Oliver catches the outside corner for strike 3. Big strikeout for Darren Oliver. He catches Overbay with a good fastball right on the corner.
Yeah, that's why they went out and got him from the Angels. He's been around. He has faced these situations before in his 15 big league seasons. And he gets just what he needed, a called strike 3.
John Buck with a chance to come through with a big 2-out hit. Swings and pops it up down the left field line. Hamilton over, but the ball drifts into the seats, out of play. Oliver got that ball in on the fists of John Buck. Josh Hamilton with good speed, but the ball was blown into the seats. The Rangers gave up the 3rd most 2-out runs in the American League last year. It was always a problem for them. Those 2-out runs are deadly. Get close to getting out of the inning, and then you give up a big hit. Breaking ball around the outside corner. Darren Oliver, not overpowering once a starting pitcher. Now he relies on his experience and ability to command the strike zone. Swing and a pop up toward left field. Josh Hamilton now comes in and makes the play. But the Jays take the lead. Vernon Wells' base hit. Sean Markham was great. Aaron Hill doubles down into the corner. Batista had to stop, but he would come in on a Vernon Wells base hit to left field. Jays lead it 4-3.
So here comes the bullpen, and we'll see if they can hold down a one-run lead at this point in Texas. Hello, I'm Jamie Campbell. This update is brought to you by Home Hardware, and we continue to monitor Roy Halladay's debut with the Philadelphia Phillies today in Washington. And it's a little strange to see him wearing that uniform. If you follow the Jays for so long, gets the strikeout of Willie Harris there in the first, and then, of course, he has to hit. Playing now in the National League. And how about this little number that scores Raul Ibanez, career RBI number 2. And it's a walk in the park for the Phillies right now over the Nationals. Coming up a little later, Jays Connected, the post-game edition. We'll take you back to Texas after this.
The completely redesigned 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Smart is a sedan that's music to the eyes.
At LensCrafters, we offer free adjustments. No questions asked. No matter where you bought them. Always at LensCrafters.
The Blue Jays on your iPhone, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry. At Bat features play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. Great start for the Jays opening day here. Sean Markham gave them 7 strong innings. He's in line for the win. Didn't give up a base hit until 1 out in the 7th inning when Vladdy Guerrero singled into right field. 2 hits allowed, just 2 hits over 7 innings. 3 runs came on 1 swing of the bat off the bat of Nelson Cruz. 6 strikeouts, 93 pitches, and now the veterans in the back end of the bullpen will take over. Scott Downs, the left-hander, comes on to face the bottom of the order.
Cito Gaston has 3 closers to choose from. There was talk of Scott Downs, but now he is the situational lefty, and he's going to come in here. Good numbers for Downs. Last year he saved 9 ball games out of 13 opportunities. Opponents hit just 251 against him. The first batter he will face will be a pinch hitter. There are the rest of the numbers for Scott Downs.
Well, the pinch hitter will be Ryan Garko, a powerful right-handed hitter. Garko has faced Downs 3 times, a couple of hits and a home run.
Picked him up the last week of spring training to add a little bit more balance to that bench.
Check swing, and he went. Boy, that's what you love to see from your relievers. Come in, throw strikes. Short and sweet.
They can all do that. All the Blue Jay relievers. There are Garko's numbers when he was with the Indians and the Giants.
It's that curveball misses down on him. Downs is an unusual left-hander in that he throws sinking fastballs and a curveball. Generally, you have a sinker ball pitcher that complement it with a slider. That, to me, is why Downs is so effective. There's a fastball hit on the ground. One hopper. Nice play by Gonzalez across the diamond in time to get Garko. Well, we talk about the strength of this ball club. In my mind, it's anchored by these 3 guys, set up and closed late in the game. As we speak, the start of the season, Jason Frazier will be the closer, but these other 2 guys, very, very capable.
Major League service, 7 years for Downs, 6 for Craig, as Kevin Craig is now up into the bullpen if they need to face him against a right-hander, but they've all had closing experience. They all throw strikes. Situations like this, Buck, are not going to faze veteran pitchers who've been here before.
Now, you get into a situation where you have a lead late in the game and you want to have that experience. Guys that'll come in and we're challenged with hitters, put it in play. And there's 2 quick strikes on Andrews.
We saw that just last inning. Neftali Feliz doesn't have the experience of a Darren Oliver, and he gets himself in trouble. Doesn't have a pitch to go to get out of that trouble where Darren Oliver does.
2 quick strikes on Andrews, and he swings and lines it right to the third baseman. Line drive out to Encarnacion. 2 up, 2 down. Bottom of the order, and that's just exactly what the doctor ordered.
Keep that Young, the bottom part of that lineup off the base, so when they turn it around to Bourbon and Young and then the Power and Hamilton and Guerrero, they're hitting with nobody on base.
So now the leadoff batter, Julio Bourbon, steps in. 0 for 3 on the day, and he's struck out twice. Encarnacion in on the grass at third base. Overbay deep at first. Right here, you don't necessarily really come in to guard against the bunt on the right side of the diamond. You're going to make sure you don't give up that potential extra base hit. He represents the tying run. There you see Encarnacion just on the edge of the grass. If Bourbon does go the opposite way, he won't hit it with much authority on the ground.
That's why you see Gonzalez, the shortstop, shortening up just a little bit. There's Alex. Blue Jays play percentages when it comes to late in the game guarding the line or not guarding the line. They don't think that Bourbon's going to pull Scott down.
Right back to the mound. An easy comebacker, an easy inning. Scott Downs goes 1-2-3 in the 8th to protect that 1-run lead. Blue Jays lead at 4-3. Encarnacion, Gonzalez, and Snyder will bat in the 9th.
I like that I can lease any Toyota.
I like getting such a low lease rate.
0% financing for 60 months? I love it.
I love it.
Get 0% financing of up to 60 months on the 2010 Camry, Corolla, Matrix, and Yaris during the best Toyota Red Tag days ever.
If you're driving on a regular basis in Vancouver and you're not listening to News 1130, you are going to get yourself in trouble. It used to be people could get in their car and listen, turn it on for that first traffic and be done with it. But it changes so quickly. It's nice to know that every 10 minutes, if you need it, it's there. And that's why we do it every 10 minutes. It's just amazing how bad it can get. And the worst thing out there is just getting stuck in traffic and having them all barking at you. You know what I'm talking about? Hey? Yeah, exactly. No kidding. Yeah.
My customer's windshield is badly cracked, and I'm about to replace it. Responding quickly to his needs requires access to a large windshield inventory, and Speedy Glass has the largest in Canada. Plus, our specialized replacement technique ensures a safe and quality installation every time. In my opinion, Speedy Glass has the best technology in the industry, and that's what allows us to offer a lifetime warranty on our workmanship. Call now or book online at speedyglass.ca.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Partnership. 9th inning. Blue Jays lead it 4-3. The new pitcher will be the closer, Frank Francisco, coming out of the bullpen. Darren Oliver pitched out of a tough situation to keep the game at 4-3. Francisco, 51 games a year ago.
Ron Washington wants to keep it right here, so he's going to bring in his closer in the 9th inning. You can't win it in the bottom of the 9th unless you hold him in the top of the 9th. Good numbers for Francisco. Is another one who throws very hard. And the difference between he and Neftali Feliz is he'll pile up his strikeouts with a good split finger fastball. Who's second baseman also for Texas? That is Joaquin Arias, takes over after Blanco was pinch hit for him.
Big swing and a fly ball down the right field line. That'll drift into the seats. 4 runs on 7 hits and an error for the Jays. 3 runs on 2 hits and an error for the Rangers. Encarnacion takes a pitch outside.
Nice free and easy action. A lot like Feliz, where they're very smooth in their delivery and the ball comes out, just shoots out of their hand. Francisco the same way.
Check swing, takes a strike right down the middle. A ball and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter here in the 9th inning, Edwin Encarnacion. It'll be Encarnacion, Gonzalez, and Snyder against Frank Francisco. Inside, just off the plate. Francisco thought he'd made a good pitch.
So did Saltalamacchia. He was ready to fire that ball around the infield.
The only guy that matters is Jerry Davis behind the plate. Little late movement, took it just inside. Swing and a drive towards center field. Barbone retreats just on the track and makes the play. Encarnacion's hit a couple of balls hard today to the big part of the diamond, but he's got nothing to show for it.
Bourbon was deep, like he knew that he was going to come out there.
Opening day, Jays got off to a quick start. 2 in the first, 1 in the third. Rangers tied it up in the 7th, and Vernon Wells delivered the go-ahead base hit in the 8th. Alex Gonzalez lined out to the shortstop. Last time up. Takes a strike. Jason Frazier loosening up. Celio Gaston made him the closer late in spring. Swinging a base hit to left field. Alex Gonzalez has his first hit of the new season.
Francisco does him a favor by throwing him a breaking ball. He's got an overpowering fastball, but he helps out Alex Gonzalez by looping that curveball in there. Jays get a runner on, and now Snyder. I want to see this power versus power. Francisco's fastball and Snyder's ability to turn on a fastball.
Well, Travis Snyder struck out against Neftali Feliz to start the 8th inning. Chased a high fastball. That ball is down. Look at that. There's that concern we were talking about. Saltalamacchia has had trouble throwing the ball back to the pitcher.
The Rangers know it. Opposition knows it.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a concern, and all the base runners have been alerted.
Yes.
Keep your head up. Gonzalez at first with 1 out. Well outside. And again, another wide throw back to the pitcher.
Middle infielders have been taught to back up that throw from the catcher. You watch the middle infielders after every one of those pitches, they're starting to lean towards the middle of the diamond.
Big swing at an off-speed pitch. Snyder was out in front of it.
One of the things that Dwayne Murphy has been working with Travis Snyder is get ready a little bit earlier. He felt that he was late on a lot of the pitches last year. Get that front foot down, get your hands moving, so when you're ready to swing, you've got a little something behind you.
Swing and a pop-up back over the screen and out of play. And that's such a fine line between too early and too late, but certainly you'd rather be early than late because you've got no chance if you're late.
Yeah, if you're late, you're going to pull your head, you're going to pull your front shoulder. The baseball is going to look about the size of an aspirin, and you're going to feel like you have no chance. At least if you're early, you can keep your hands back and maybe flick something into the outfield.
2-2 pitch to Snyder. Down low. Well, you've got to believe that Tito Gaston will start the runner here with 1 out.
He has run all spring long, 3-1, 3-2. They like to keep the pressure on the defense, maybe open up a hole here and there. You don't want to strike him out, throw him out, though.
There he goes. Strike him out, no throw. Snyder goes down swinging for the 3rd time today. Gonzalez will pick up the stolen base, but he gets into scoring position.
Yeah, good aggressive move right there. I don't think El Saltalamacchia had a grip on that baseball, and that's why he just took a bite out of it. Pitch right there, and you see him come out. You can see it just kind of moving around in his hand there. So instead of throwing the ball into center field, just hold on to it and give up the stolen base.
Big run at second base now, trying to add to a run lead. Bautista hits with 2 outs. Breaking ball over and in. Bautista walked and scored the go-ahead run in the 8th inning. Officially 0 for 3. Big run at second base. The outfield arms on the corners, they're strong. Hamilton throws well, as does Cruz. Not so with Bourbon in center. Big swing and a miss. Wild swing and an off-speed pitch.
Texas Rangers get the scouting reports just like everybody else. They know that Bautista is swinging a hot bat, so a couple of breaking balls from Francisco.
0-2 count on Bautista. Fought it off and fouled it back. We look at the bottom of the 9th for the Rangers. Michael Young, Josh Hamilton, and Vladdy Guerrero. That's why this is a huge run at second.
Battle them right here. Get something into the outfield.
Hot looking breaking ball. Francisco strikes out 2 in the inning. Jason Frazier's ready. His first save opportunity of the season. Josh Hamilton will start it off. Always a threat. Blue Jays lead it 4-3. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th.
Every day, more Canadians are discovering that there is something worth switching for. The CIBC Switch. Switch for a range of borrowing options and thousands in cash back. Switch and bank on the go with CIBC mobile banking on your smartphone. And get thousands of Aeroplan miles for your everyday banking and credit card purchases. Plus, get expert financial advice. The CIBC Switch. Now that's worth a talk.
Get Nissan versatility now. Get reliability now. Get savings now. This is Nissan Now, a sales event with our best deals ever on our strongest lineup ever. Lease a Rogue now with a $1,500 MSRP price reduction for 0.9%, or get 0% financing on every sedan, crossover, truck, and SUV. The Nissan Now sales event. Get to Nissan now.
Introducing Rona Advantages. Take advantage and get more out of Rona. Save money. Up to 5% on all your purchases for the year. Plus, collect more Air Miles reward miles. Up to 2 times more. Save money, collect extra Air Miles, and much more. Only with Rona Advantages. Apply now. Rona, doing it right.
Back at Arlington, the commentator clothing is provided by Z Zenya. Statistical information provided by Stats Inc. And Jason Frazier comes out of the bullpen to see if he can't wrap this up for Sean Markham. Markham with a very strong outing his first time out, 7 innings. Downs a quick 1-2-3-8, and now Jason Frazier gets his first save opportunity of the season.
Simply outstanding last year. Opponents hitting just over 200 against Jason Frazier last year. 7 wins out of the bullpen. That's a career high for him. Once he implemented that 3rd pitch in his arsenal, that's when he took it to the next level. Look at all the strikeouts. 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio for Jason Frazier, and he has taken over as the closer this year, and I asked him about that a couple of days ago about, being the closer and what to expect, and he said, I finally feel like I'm a veteran. I can handle that situation. Before, I wasn't very confident in it. Even when he saved 16 or 17 games a few years ago, I feel like I'm confident. Now I'm going to go out there and use my pitches aggressively.
An opportunity to wrap up a great start to the season for the Jays. Frazier faces Michael Young, leading off the ninth, and gets ahead with a strike. Frazier, very simple approach. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup. Good movement on his changeup. He throws it with that split grip, and boy, it's effective.
Not the kind of guy that can come in and just blow you away. He's got a pitch. Still has to use all three of those pitches.
Young lifts a ball toward the gap in right center, and that'll be down and against the wall. One hops off the wall. Vernon Wells gets it back in, and Michael Young has put the Rangers in motion here in the ninth. Going with the pitch, drives it to the power alley in right center, and he represents the tying run.
That's the strength of Michael Young. He stands way off the plate and lights that ball away from him, where he can extend his arms and drive that ball between Wells, the center fielder, and Bautista, the right fielder.
Well, Michael Young is one of those hitters that has the ability to get the kind of hit you need, and nothing like a leadoff double in the ninth when you're down by a run.
It's a Rangers team that never seems to go away because of that offense. 38 come from behind wins last year for Texas.
Josh Hamilton, who has had a lot of success against the Jays in his career, faces Jason Frazier for just the second time. Frazier checks Young. Misses down. This is a tough part of the lineup. Middle of the order. Frazier gets the foul ball. Hamilton was late on the fastball. Frazier will throw it 93-94 and pretty consistently get it up to that.
He'll surprise you. He's not big in stature, but he's got a lot in that arm. 93-94 is plenty when you throw that good changeup that he has also.
Spin numbers not reflective of how he threw the ball. Here's the pitch to Hamilton right down the middle. A ball and 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter, Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 2 today with a walk. He walked in that 3-run 7th inning. Outfield defense is playing deep. No doubles defense. You see the numbers. Hamilton against the Jays.
Deep and straight away. The corner infielder is not protecting the line. Again, playing the percentages. Thinking that Hamilton's going to keep the ball in the middle of the diamond. Infielders thinking just knock the ball down right now. Anything on the ground, we can't allow it to get to the outfield.
Just missed. 92 miles an hour. Tough pitch to take. Swing and a foul back. Frazier got him to chase the pitch.
That pitch set up after the fastball down has something off speed up.
This is interesting when you see the numbers for Frazier at this ballpark. This is a tough place to pitch.
Yeah, it certainly is.
But you mentioned Frazier's maturation and now how he feels he can handle the responsibility of wrapping up these games in the 9th inning. Takes a look at Michael Young. Strike 3 call. Josh Hamilton left his bat on the shoulder. Now he's going to beef with Jerry Davis.
And you know what his beef is about. 2 pitches earlier, you called that same pitch a ball. This time you ring me up for strike 3.
Big strikeout for Jason Frazier.
Caught looking right at the bottom of the strike zone. Good job by John Buck to hold it right there for Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire, to take a look at it, and that's a strike right at the knees.
Boy, good fastball hitter, and you got to wonder why we would be so selective in that situation. Expand the zone, drive in the run.
With a runner in scoring position.
They fouled that ball off, and then to see one down in the zone, it was quite a contrast. Big strikeout for Jason Frazier. Not out of the woods yet.
No. Still got Guerrero, who's an excellent off-speed hitter. And again, will swing at it anywhere if it's close to him.
Wants to see the signs again. One out. Michael Young at second with a leadoff double. Represents the tying run. Did he go? Yes, sir. Went far enough, said Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire. Guerrero 0 for 5 in the head-to-head matchups against Jason Frazier. This is such a tough guy to pitch to. You say, well, don't throw him a strike. Well, it really doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, and you might think he's just a hacker up there. He's just going up there swinging, but he has a plan. He has an idea.
Guerrero swings and pops it up back behind the screen, out of play.
All right, this is where he becomes dangerous. You think you're going to get him with something down and away or up and away or wherever, and it's not a strike. You're not even trying to throw a strike. He has that unique ability to reach out there and rip one anywhere. Look at the numbers for Guerrero from the 7th inning on.
Yeah, and he's got the experience, obviously. Nothing rattles him, and he doesn't really care about what inning it is. He's just going to battle Jason Frazier here. Guerrero broke up Sean Markham's no-hitter with 1 out in the 7th. A single into right field. Swing and a tapper up the middle. Knocked down by Aaron Hill. Kept on the infield. Aaron Hill saved a run for sure.
Yeah, he certainly did. We were just talking about that a couple of pitches ago. Infield playing deep with these power hitters. Anything on the ground, you've got to knock it down. Keep the ball in the infield so Young can't score.
Boy, what an effort by Aaron Hill back behind second base on the shortstop side of the bag.
Watch him get hit by Gonzalez. Right there, gets kicked by that leg. Presence of mind to come up and maybe try and throw out Guerrero, but then he thinks better and holds on to the baseball.
Well, he keeps the double play in order now. Guerrero, once a stolen base threat, no longer the case. Infield will play at a double play depth. Cruz steps in with 1 out. He homered in his last at bat. That came in the 7th against Sean Markham to tie the score at 3-0. Frazier looking for a ground ball on the infield.
Cruz doesn't bounce into a lot of double plays. He's a fly ball type of hitter. He did ground into 9 double plays last year, but he's looking to lift the ball into the outfield.
Swing and a base hit into right field. Jam shot. Guerrero around second. Cruz into second. Michael Young scores the tying run. Nelson Cruz has driven in all 4 runs for the Rangers here this afternoon.
And that works out nicely for the Rangers because the ball wasn't hit hard enough. Vlad Guerrero, you talked about him not being able to run like he used to because the ball was a jam shot into right field. Not hit very hard. Bautista's got to come a long way. Guerrero's going to make it easily into third base. Here comes Jose Bautista. No chance to get Guerrero. There's a pinch runner for Vlad Guerrero. That's Murphy. The infield's going to come in. I'm sure they're going to walk Davis to set up the double play. Yeah, there's Buck signaling. Keep the double play. The infield's going to come in. The outfield's going to come in also.
The Texas Rangers, very potent offensive ball club. Cruz delivers a big day, 4 RBIs, his 3-run homer in the 7th, and now the game-tying base hit in the 9th.
This is a team, the Texas Rangers, we talked about the come-from-behind wins last year, 38 of them. 6 of them in the bottom of the 9th or later here at Arlington Stadium, at Texas Stadium at Arlington. Looking to do the same thing here after the Jays took the lead.
Well, the hitters are so comfortable in this ballpark, they know they don't have to pull the ball to hit it out of the yard. And they'll use the whole ballpark. Cruz went opposite field to hit his home run in the 7th and just fights one off down the right field line to tie the score. So there's the free pass, the intentional walk to Chris Davis. That loads the bases. The infield will play on the edge of the grass. Saltalamacchia, the catcher, will bat. He is 0 for 3. A couple of flyouts and a ground out. The outfield defense also very shallow. They have to be able to throw out a runner on a sac fly. Well out of the zone, ball 1.
Yeah, they play in case there's a line drive to the outfield where they can come in, make the catch, and throw the runner out at the plate. Anything obviously over their head, the game's over. The infield, on the other hand, it looks like now they are on the grass. They are coming home. They are committed to come home to first for the double play.
Swing and a foul back out of play. Saltalamacchia, the catcher, very slow of foot. He got a chance to go home to first and maybe get out of it. But instead of risking a potential double play that you can't turn if you play the infield back, Cito Gaston wants a chance to cut down that winning run at the plate.
Yeah, too many things can happen around second base. You can drop the ball, the runner's coming in, he can break it up. That way, at least you get the lead runner if you come home to first.
1-1 just off the plate inside. David Murphy, the pinch runner in third, runs well.
So a short, wild pitch. You give yourself a chance to score that winning run.
Jam shot fouled back out of play. Frazier still has the velocity to get in on the hands of Saltalamacchia. And he's still got to have the mindset.
This is the pitch he wants to get him out with.
Don't want to go 3-2, that's for sure. You really minimize the options you have once you get to that 3-2 count. Four, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Swing and a flare towards left field. Travis Snyder comes on. It's out of play. Foul ball. Fisted again and just drifted out of play. And Travis Snyder was shallow and just wasn't hit deep enough.
Even those Texas leaguers, that's why you come in. It looked like he had a shot at it. If he has to dive for this ball
and
make the play, you got to let it go. You're right. If he dives, Murphy tags up and scores easily.
So again, a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a drive, and that'll win it. That ball's going to fall in the gap. Saltalamacchia comes through with a base hit. With the bases loaded, the Rangers score 2 in the 9th against the Jays bullpen and win it 5-4.
Pick up right where they left off last year. 6 walk-off wins at home. In the bottom of the 9th inning, they get their first one here in opening day.
Jared Saltalamacchia on a 2-2 pitch hits a breaking ball off the end of the bat, but gets a the drawn-in outfield. 2 runs come in. Nelson Cruz with the RBI. Saltalamacchia wins it. Blue Jays opening day. 5-4 Texas. Now let's go to Connecticut.